All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right.
Now
Welcome
she done
everybody.
hit a note.
Welcome everybody.
Um,
Y'all double tap the screen, shut it live. This is the perspective. Today I have a special guest co-host with me today. She goes by the name of AIRES. Her name is Bottom Hoe, but to me she's nobody's bottom hoe. Because she has a unique perspective. Um, and she keeps it real. And I can say one thing about this woman right here. Because we've had our ups and downs, and our ups and downs is because she was loyal to an individual, and women, she kept her loyalty. She kept it real 100. She knew him first. She was loyal. Um, so yeah, that's one thing I can say about um Aries over here. I ain't calling her bottom hoe. Cause she ain't my bottom hoe. So I ain't calling her that. I'm calling her Aries. So double tap the screen, share the live, y'all. I don't know where Bernie is today. And I'm sure if Roy I'm gonna send a request to Royce later on when I'm ready for the Bigo tea. Cause Royce is our Bigo street reporter. And Roy's gonna bring
um,
us to Bigo. She's gonna be here once a week,
I'll
and
tell
she's
you
gonna
one
bring
thing
us the
though.
Bigo tea.
I'm tired of them talking about that
Huh?
lady and her roaches. I'm tired of people talking about that lady and her roaches because at the end of the day, even if it was a roach, them people that sitting up there talking about this lady, like,
What
it,
lady
like,
had a roach, girl?
huh?
Who?
They keep.
Who had a
I don't
roach?
know the girl personally, so I don't. You know me. I'm trying to keep it cute over here
Oh,
because
you
you
don't know
already
her
know what
then.
happens. You already know what happens if somebody, ooh, child.
Oh, is it some Bigo tea?
Yes,
It's
but
some so it's
no, but
something
the
they
whole thing is
recapping.
that everybody keeps talking about Tommy K and her roaches, and I'm saying to myself, I'm not going to talk about somebody. Even I'm pretty sure, like,
Well, see,
why did
that's
they
why
do
I
that? I don't
like
know the history.
this
I don't know
particular
anything, but I
format
just
right
thought that was
here.
kind of tired.
Well, that's why I like this particular format right here, the perspective, because our Bigo tea and our recapping of other people's lives and all that, we keep that to a bare minimum. But we do know that the comments, um, hey, sometimes you got to give the comments what they want. So that's why we include a little bit of the Bigo tea.
But what do you think
Um,
about them doing that
and
though?
well,
Is it really that serious? She had a
I
roach.
can't speak on it because I haven't heard anything about it.
My
I
thing
can't
is
speak
they
on it
should
because I
just
haven't heard
like,
anything about it.
but every day, I mean, even if they, you know what it is, I think a lot of people to get caught up in this doesn't have to be an unpleasant experience. You understand what I'm saying? Like you probably could get
Mm-hmm.
into some shit with somebody or whatever the case may be, but that's not what I'm looking for. You know, I'm just looking for smooth sailing. You understand? But I know my mouth. That's why I definitely don't, want to be on here. Like,
Engage. And see that's my thing too. Lately I've like for the last year I've been in my own solo lab and I don't hold panels and I very rarely sit on anybody's panel. At the most you'll see me sitting in a 3v3 or a multi what
hmm
you call this team style
yeah.
setting.
But
But
this
I
also
don't go
goes
sit
to
on people's
support anyway.
panels
When you
because it just be
mhm.
too much. It'd be too much. Um,
Now I'm with the shits. You know I'm
so
with the shits, but I'm just
yeah,
so
but
tired of that.
I'm gonna see if Royce is available to come up on the team PK later because that's basically what her avenue is on the show because she knows the big OT and I'm wondering what she's gonna bring and then and because she knows it she'll be able to give me all the details and then I'll
Well,
be able
well,
to give
well,
my
well,
perspective on what she tells me.
what is
But
your
if
perspective?
somebody got roaches, why y'all talking about it? Why y'all just don't send them some roach spray?
But
Call Orkin for y'all
wait,
call CPS. Y'all
right,
call
right,
CPS and y'all calling the police to SWAT people. Why don't y'all call
child.
the Orkin Army, and pay for it and send them to her house if she got roaches?
hmm
That's what I would do. Cause having roaches ain't a good feeling, cause them things crawl on you in your sleep and
Man,
everything
let
else.
me tell
So
you
yeah,
something.
y'all call everything else. If that is what's going on
But my
in the
whole
big
thing
O
is
streets.
that
Um,
what it gives me is that they're picking. they're looking at this. This is what I get. I wasn't here, so I don't know too much. I don't sit there and listen to the whole
But how
story
long
because,
ago was this?
huh?
Because she ain't the only one that heard had roaches. Because
Man,
it
I
was
know
a
what you saying,
situation with
child,
Lady
child,
Red
child.
having roaches
So
too.
what you trying to say? Basically, we talking about that picture from a couple of years
It
ago.
seemed like
You said you
it's
said don't
roaches
forget,
on all sides of Bigo. Cause
man.
Lady Red on a different side of Bigo than Tommy K. And I
Let me
heard
tell
she
you
had
something, y'all.
they saw a roach on her screen
A
too.
couple of
So
months ago, a
roaches
couple of
are
months
roaches and
ago, I
roaches.
had to have a couple of months ago, I had to have the exterminator come here. And when I was live, I would say, "Roaches, behave, behave, motherfucker, don't
See,
behave,
that's
bitch."
why I'm glad I live in a building
But
where
let me tell
that's
you
part
something.
of
If
my
anybody
rent.
would have saw this shit, I'd have been like, okay, I'm not dirty. What it was is that I had let a family member come over here, and my son didn't want to tell me because I was having a good time, and he know how bipolar I am and how my moods just flip. So he told me afterwards. He was like, "Mommy, I saw roaches come out of the person's speaker that was at my house, for the weekend, you know."
Oh wow. But see,
Yeah,
the thing
man.
is with that, even still, like even
You
if
don't.
something
I
like
don't let
that
nobody bring no
unfortunate does
bad. Don't
happen
be
while
bringing
you're
no bad stuff.
broadcasting,
But I don't. I wouldn't give a fuck. Listen, I live in my
if
truth.
something like that,
Listen, if y'all was to see a roach on
well,
that ceiling right there,
if something like that happens, um, while you broadcasting, as a good broadcaster, you better know how to flip that around.
but I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
tell you
got
like
him.
this. I'm gonna tell you
I
like
got him,
this.
and
The
now
the,
I
the
need y'all to
motherfucker
send me
was
a
on the
CA, or I
ceiling.
need y'all to run me up so I can afford
Mhm.
an exterminator. You have
Right.
to when life gives you lemons, you have to turn them into lemonade.
Period.
But I don't even understand when we us all being grown, why that's something why people even like pick fun and stuff like that or roast people about. I can see roasting somebody or something every now and then about a situation, or if they say something slick to you, that might be one of the things you throw back at them if they throw something at you. But
I'm gonna tell you
like
why.
I say, I'm pretty sure somebody on every side of Bigo, the Facebook side, the gay side, the messy side, the white side, the track side, the Nigerian side. I'm sure there's a roach on every side of Bigo because it's some nasty attitudes running around on Bigo, and roaches love nastiness and mess. And as messy as Bigo is, and as nasty as Bigo is, I'm not surprised that there are roaches on Bigo. But what I wanted to talk to you about
I'm done. I'm
is
dead. This is
about
funny.
shouts out to um I think he's still your founder, right? He's my former founder.
Yes.
The real super big.
Yes. Did you see the
Um
billboard?
is it his network or is it his network or did he get
He's on the net. He's on the
did
network,
he get
and
signed to a network
they
for the
say
show?
they. He's on the network, and they filmed the show. They all did very well. Some people got beat up, but
Oh,
um,
that's not what to talk to you about because like so they're finished
child. Let me tell
filming.
you something. Did Thick Murray? Did you see her eye?
That's what I saw. And Thick
You know what's so
Murray,
fucked up?
I
Today is
love
her
me some Thick
birthday.
Murray
Today is
because
her birthday. Today is her birthday. Cause her and
well,
my
happy
son's
birthday,
father have
Thick
the same
Marie.
birthday. But I said, damn, she gonna
Now
have
I
to have
can't
that
say
black
Thick
eye.
Marie.
So you know
She
what? I'm
was
gonna
one
be
of the
honest with
things
you.
that.
I was not. I was like, if someone told, I can definitely always congratulated him on it. I tried to get there. I could not make it there, but then I found out that it was for the best. But however, I have nothing but love in my heart for Super. I
Girl,
wanted
well,
to,
after I saying Thick Marie, you probably didn't want to be there.
but she should have. She should have.
Cause
She should have been back.
it was
Was
like
she?
when
Guess who
nobody
beat her up?
stayed
Do you
there.
know who beat her up? Do you know who beat her up?
No, I don't know. I just saw a clip of
Guess
Thick
who beat her
Marie's
up? You
eye,
would never
and
believe it.
it hurt my
Coco.
heart because
Coco beat her
Thick
up.
Marie, out of a lot of the tinks, Thick Marie is one of those tinks. Regardless of what I went through with anybody in the tinks, me and her didn't have an issue at
But
all
I'm gonna tell
ever.
you something. When
She never
she
treated me different.
when she start drinking,
So
she start talking shit to people,
so
and I
give
don't
me the
know what
tea. Who she
happened.
got into it with? Who she got
Child,
into it with?
Coco might be small, Coco with the nice body,
Who's
dark
Coco?
skin, the one with the nice body, the
Is she
dancer, the
newer? Is
twerker.
she a newer team?
No, the booty shaker girl. You don't know the one that be winning all them twerk contests?
She must have came after I came back over here because you know
No, she been over
I
there,
ended I ended November and came back.
But I'm gonna tell you
I ended
something. I'm gonna
November and I
tell
came
people all
back.
the time: don't underestimate somebody just because they're small. It's about how the motherfucking hair works. Because you got these big ass, and I'm not saying anything bad about thick, but you got people that are teddy bears for nothing, big ass teddy bears for nothing ass
So
bitches.
wait a minute. Was Crown me there?
Yeah, she's.
Who was
I
going?
mean, from
Well,
what I seen, she
do
was
me this
there from
favor.
Ebony
Can
Court.
you run down? Can you run down the list of the cast
I
that
wasn't.
was
I
at
wasn't
the?
there.
You don't know who I was. You don't know who I was on the cast.
I saw just the regulars, that said they were going. Bhutan has a black eye. You could see it on Miko's vest.
Who?
Bhutan has a black eye. Like they just
Bruton? I don't
listen.
know
What y'all,
her.
everybody need to do is everybody need to go to Super's page, go to the real Super Bitch page. I'll put in the comments. Y'all go and y'all motherfucking
Mm.
download that Dodge Network. Okay, I promise y'all that they have another show on there too called House of
What other
Phase.
show is on there?
House of Phase, like they catching a fade, like they in there fighting for real.
Oh wow. Who owns the
So
Dodge Network?
I don't know. I don't know because I have not been around like that. I just know that
Okay.
um, I feel like he deserves everything he getting and more, and just hopefully, everything could just be, go up from here.
Well, shouts out to Super. Shouts out to Super for elevating past just broadcasting on a streaming app. He's and actually this is not
But this
well
is
this
not
is
his first show,
this not the first show he's been on. So yeah, because he was on a sitcom
and he's
also.
been on. And you know
Um,
what? For the most part, every time they have a billboard, they always include him every single time.
yeah, of course, of course, of course. Well, shouts out to Super. Um, my perspective on all that fighting, and that's regardless of whether it's on Welcome to Tinkerville or the baddies. Um, I feel like as black people, we need to get away from that.
But
Even
if
love and
somebody
hip
run
hop.
up on you, are you going
Um,
to act like that? If somebody run up on you, because
well, my
at
thing
the
is
point when
this.
somebody run up on you, you have no choice.
Well, if they run up on me, I do have a choice. They can hit me, and then
Mm-mm.
while they're sitting in jail, uh,
I
the
don't.
time that they're in there, the time that they're in there waiting to get out, that gives me time to uh to go ahead and
I don't think that.
strategically
I want to word
strategically
this
and
carefully.
on well, I'm gonna say this strategically and what's the word where you're not implied. Um, I'll just say this: you hit me, you going to jail, and when you get out of jail, okay, you gotta always look for me to come back
But
because I don't
everybody
stop.
was.
When a
This
person
is
hit
how I look
me,
at it.
and
Everybody
if
was
a person
talking
hit
shit
me
to each
first,
other though.
I don't stop till they die. But my thing is this: first, I'm gonna give you time to sit in jail. While I come
I'm
up with
not
my
gonna put
strategic
nobody in
plan on
jail because
how
of a
we're
fight.
gonna we're gonna make you disappear. Yes,
I'm
I'm
not gonna
calling the
put nobody
police.
in jail
If
for
you
a
put
fight
your
because
hands on me,
we know
if
that we
you
could
if
possibly
you
get into
put
a
your
fight
hands
on
on me, if you put your hands on me over words, because I'm no, my thing is this: I haven't always been that way, but I'm almost 50 years old. For one, I have silicone migrating through my body that could give me a silicone clot and kill me. So yeah, if you hit me, I'm calling the police, and you're going to jail. And then when you get out, you just gonna always have to wonder when I'm coming for you, and you wondering if I'm gonna come for you for the Grand Reaper come for you.
you. But I
Because
think
if you
that.
put your hands on me, you need to learn how
Mhm.
to spell DIE,
But to see, the
and
thing is
that's just
this,
simple
right?
and plain. And
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying
And
that.
that's just my that's my outlook on fighting now. I'm almost 50 years old. Why am
If
I
I made
still
it there,
doing shit I did at 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 years old?
if
I
I
didn't even
had
fight in
10
high
or
school.
20 fights, I'm not finna call the police. Or I'm just telling you my opinion, my perspective. I'm not calling the police because somebody that me and them been going back and forth on the internet all this time, and we finally get into a fight. That is to be expected.
And that's fine. You could go back and forth on it and air. This be all have our First Amendment right to say what the fuck we want to say, and you also have a right to listen or not listen. And if anything that comes out of my mouth makes you want to put your hands on me, just know that's gonna change your life and my life for the rest of our life. One of us going to jail, which is gonna be you, and then one of us is gonna die. So you better make that. You better make that beat up. You better kill me, pretty much. Kill me, because if you don't kill me, you go into jail, and then when you get out, you gotta always forever look over your shoulder, because you're gonna die for putting your hands on me for something I said out of my mouth, pretty much. And that's just my perspective and the way I look on out on life now. Yeah, child, I had to fight all my life in grammar
I
school,
understand what you're
fighting.
saying. I just feel like if
Growing up in
someone
the
was to come
army,
to the show,
in the army,
everybody that came on the
it was
show,
fights and shit in the barracks.
everybody that came on
When
the
you get
show, they knew that
grown,
there was a chance they might get into some kind of tussle or something like that. So I don't think they, I don't know, I wasn't there, but I don't think they were calling the cops on each other. I think that they came into it knowing, hey, this may happen. This is not what we're coming here for, but this may happen. You know, like think
and see,
about it,
that's why I
right?
said when
So
I know if I was given a platform like that, to produce a show or to present a show, of course the individuals that are on cast, there are contracts. Cause like when the Bad Girls Club first came out, that was the thing. Bitch, who is the baddest bitch that can last the longest and take
Natalie,
all the teasing and the pranks without snapping off and letting their short fuse go off. Because in the original Bad Girls Club, as soon as you pop off and hit somebody, you got kicked out the
yeah, you
house and
know
you
what?
was
I'm
off
gonna
the
tell you
show and you
something though.
lost the
It's
money.
hard. Okay, but let me tell you something, Zaddy. It's hard. Everybody been talking shit to each other for months on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the motherfucking day, I promise you, it
So
probably
everybody
could have.
should be used
This is
to
what I
it.
feel like. I want everybody for real to go ahead and download this network because I'm gonna tell you something. I know that this is going to be good television because I saw little clips and I said, damn, I seen a clip where Barbie threw a rock at somebody. All you got to do is go to Super Page and download it and you pay $5.99. There's other shows on there too.
Well,
Waka Flocka is on
there is
there.
a demographic for that type of content. So the show should do very well. They should get a lot of subscriptions from it, and people will watch it. However, and I feel like
I'm going to watch
you
it. I know
can't
that I'm
blame the
watching.
individuals that are on the show. You can't blame the networks for producing this type of stuff, because basically, if people didn't watch it and people were not entertained by it, and we didn't have a demographic of people who like this type of stuff, then the production companies and television companies and networks would be producing different type of content. So
Right.
you
I
can't
get it.
just blame the networks and the people that are on it, but just as a whole, as a people, um, at what age do we stop fighting? Because like
Um, I'm
when
listening. What you saying?
countries fight, when countries fight, war means death. And if I'm fighting you, we are at war. So somebody got to die. All over somebody putting their hands on somebody
But my thing is
over
this,
a
right?
fight.
Like a lot of things. See, and I'm gonna tell you something. I always said, God don't make no mistakes, because I promise you, I'm very proud of Super. I really wanted to be there, and the stars just didn't align. However, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a very temperamental kind of person. I could be in one mood, and then 5 minutes later, my son will say to me, "Mommy, what happened? You were just happy." You were just chilling. Like one little thought can, like me, I know my trigger. So I only go around people that I know, I can thrive with and, that are not going to, make me feel triggered, because I'm not going to sit around nobody and tolerate disrespect. None of that. But I would have never called the police if it happened. We would have just had a scrap,
Well,
win or lose.
and see, that's my thing. If I ever agree to go on a show like that, it's gonna be in my contract. A bitch put their hands on me, they going to
See,
jail.
I don't know what was, what the deal
Or if
was
a
or
bitch
whatever.
if a bitch put their hands on me when I kill them, then y'all
Well,
gonna call the police.
I think it's safe to say all the people that were on the show, they kind of wanted to fight, from what
But
I
then
was
my thing
being
is
told.
this: they could have been a different type of show. Then it could have been Miko celebrity death matches.
But I'm gonna
He
tell
could
you
have
like
been
this:
Don
when
King
people have,
and promoted it that way, where they was in the ring
but
fighting.
let me tell you
Cause
something. You
you
know what
never,
I think?
cause
This is what I
what if
think.
Dick Marie got brain trauma now from that black eye? Cause I'm pretty
You know
sure
what?
they was bopping her somewhere near her brain, that eye closed. Now what if she lays down next week and dies behind that?
Hmm. She signed.
You have to
I
look at
guess she
stuff like
signed up
that.
for this. See, the thing about it
And
is
see,
this, right?
no, bitch, I'm not fighting no motherfucking body. I got too much motherfucking silicone in my body to be fighting a bitch. Bitch,
Man, if
I
I would
could
have
whoop
came
your
down
ass
there,
and fall down
if
on my
if I would
ass
have made it
and then get
down
a
there,
silicone clot.
if I would have
But
made
if
it
you
down
put
there,
your
I
hands
would have
on
had my
me,
motherfucking
what I'm gonna do
tape.
is hit you in your pocket where it hurt. I'm sending you to jail. You're gonna have to pay a bond, and then gonna have to walk around here for the rest of your life wondering when I'm gonna retaliate, because there is a retaliation. And when I retaliate, I'm not gonna leave you breathing, and I'm not gonna let you get up. You're not gonna live to see my attack on you. So you gotta live the rest of your life like that, wondering when I'm gonna come and take your life
I'm damn sure
after
not
you do
trying to
your
go to
jail
jail for
time
nobody either, you
and spend
know.
your money. Cause like
But I
you should
think
have
that
enough,
it's,
you should have enough. I feel like you should have enough self control to not put your hands on someone behind words. When you allow someone to take your self control, they take your power.
that's true.
Cause
But
your
when it
power
comes
is
to
in
my
your
kids, see,
self
that's the one
control.
thing I don't have no self control over. Somebody fuck with my kid, bro. It's up and it's up,
Now,
you
yeah, if
know.
they put their hands on your kid, but your child wouldn't be there. I would hope not. So they wouldn't. They definitely couldn't put their hands on. But them top words are words. Words are words. And at the end of the
Words are
day,
words,
people need to
you
learn
know. But
how
I'm gonna tell you
to
something.
be able to.
When I
If a
had
bitch hurt you with their words, learn how to hurt them back
no, it's
with your
not
own
that.
words
It's
if
not
that makes
that.
you
It's
feel
not the
better.
words. Fuck
But
the words.
find another
This is
way
the
to
thing.
people need to find another way to deal with differences.
You know what?
It's
Let me
see
tell
like
you something.
me.
I know how to just keep on going and never, keep on going. But the thing about it is
And see,
that
I'm the type of person too. I'm not going to sit and let you keep disrespecting me. Once I realize that there's a negative energy there, bitch, you're gonna be arguing with yourself. Cause I'm gonna walk away.
and now you know me, I ain't
I'm
gonna
gonna
walk
walk
away. I'm
away.
gonna yell
And
with you.
whatever it is that made you mad, whatever it is
I'm
that
gonna
made you
yell
mad and
over the
want to argue
motherfucker.
with me, guess what? I'm gonna keep on doing it. Whatever made you mad enough to want to argue with me, I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna keep on doing it. And you're
Look,
gonna
I
be
love
even
Jesus
better that
too.
I won't go back and forth with you.
I love Jesus too. He's still
They
working
they
on me,
used
but
to
I
eat
ain't finna
people
walk
up.
away. I'm gonna read the motherfucker to the floor.
Child, I ain't gonna give them the time of day. Because whatever it is that brought us
Sometimes,
to that argument that made you want to have that argument with me, obviously it's something I said or something I did, either on my
right.
broadcast or something somebody
Mhm.
told you.
But you know what?
Maybe
That the
you want
thing
to
that I
argue with me because
realized,
you heard I fucked your man or something.
the
Guess
thing
what?
that the thing
Bitch,
that
I'm
I
not gonna
realized
argue with you. I
is,
see that it upsets you enough to want to argue and fight with me
mhm,
because you heard I fucked your man. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna argue with you now about it. I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna go fuck your man again if I ain't fucked him. If I ain't fucked him already, if that's what the case, if it was true. And if I ain't fucked him
mhm.
now, I'm gonna go fuck him. Whatever it was that made you mad enough to want to argue or fight with me, I'm gonna continue to do it and then not argue with you or fight with you, which is gonna
So, do
make you
you
even
think
madder.
that what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, do you think that like seriously, God is still working on me. I'm a work in progress. Some days are better than others, but I have very low tolerance for things. But my thing is this, right? I have the ability to see who's hurting, who's going through what. I feel people's energy, and I don't always say the things that I know. So I know who's angry, I know who's bitter, I know who's sad, I know who's mad, I know who's depressed. I know all of that stuff. So the thing about it is that sometimes I take a step back and I allow people to feel how they feel, and try not to get into them or whatever. But my thing is this: when it comes to forgiveness, right? Forgiving people, whether you're forgiving friends, a family member, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a cousin,
Forgiveness
a
is for
sister.
you, not for them.
The thing about it is this:
Forgiveness is for you,
you got to
because
understand
if you're
something. You're
holding that
teaching
negative
people.
energy in,
No, you're teaching people how to treat you. Because when you forgive them, you might be saying to yourself, I got your back. I understand. We all go through things. No, you
no,
showing them that is okay,
no.
and
When
I'm
you
going to do it
forgive a
again.
person, listen. Let me school you on something real quick, Aries, because you have the wrong idea of what forgiveness is, just based off of what you just told me. When you forgive a person, forgiveness is a internal and a personal thing. Because when you don't forgive a person, you're still
Hmm.
harboring negative feelings and energy. You're still upset. It still bothers you emotionally. When you let all that go and forgive a person for what they did to you, then
Right.
you free yourself from all of that mental anguish and being depressed, or the negative things that it brings, the negative feelings and emotions that it brings up in you when you think about what they did to you. When you say, look, I'm going to forgive this person for it, regardless of why they did it, you got to forgive for yourself. Forgiveness is for you.
No, I get that, but what I was telling you is that
That's why I don't
regardless,
even need an apology from people or
no,
anything.
I listen.
I don't need you to apologize to me. I don't need you to ask me to look over what you did or that you're sorry. I can care less if you're sorry. I can care less if if you apologize for it. At the end of the day, when people do me wrong, I forgive them for myself, because long as I have not forgiven them for what they've done, I'm harboring negative feelings and negative energy, which is affecting my emotions and affecting my day-to-day life. If I'm harboring those type of feelings, sometimes that breaks your focus on what you're supposed to be doing in your own walk in life and your
Yeah,
elevation.
I learned how to,
So
I don't, it's not that about holding grudges. It's just about the fact that it's okay. You know what I learned? It's okay not to be okay. You know, you can look
yeah,
up one thing and say, you know what?
I'm not
This is
okay with
not,
what you did to me. I'm not okay with what you did to me, but I forgive you.
yeah,
I'm no longer
yeah, but
letting.
what I'm saying to people
I'm
is
no
that,
longer letting what you did to me. That's what forgiveness is. Me no
yeah,
longer
no,
letting
you don't hold
what
no
you
hatred
did
in
to
your
me
heart.
hurt me. Yeah, that's what forgiveness is. I'm no longer letting it control my emotions and direct my vibe and keep, because when you're angry at a person or you haven't forgiven a person, it keeps you on low vibrations as well.
Zaddy, start the
So
PK. So we just
definitely,
do like a PK too.
so it's definitely it it's something. Forgiveness is something for yourself.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. It's just the
Um,
fact that I
and there was
tell.
one more thing I wanted to touch on before we move on. Um,
Okay, go ahead. I'm
on
sorry.
that topic. Um,
Mhm.
it was
Nah,
something really important. So give me a second. Um,
I'm gonna call
we
you as
have
soon as
to
I get over here.
we all we all have to be held accountable
Hmm.
for our actions and our reactions. And say, for instance, somebody slap you. Of course, the Bible even says eye for eye, tooth for a tooth. That's why the Bible confused me sometimes. Because it said eye for eye, a tooth for a tooth. You take somebody eye out, they might die. And
Child.
then the Bible says, thou shalt not kill. So I'd be so cute, so confused with, and then the Bible also says, turn the other cheek. Somebody slap you on one cheek, turn the other cheek for them to slap the other one. But I'm gonna say this. Um, Sometimes we have to realize that and be held accountable for our own actions and
Hmm.
what we allow other individuals to bring out of us when we react. Um, why go to hell? Why go to jail? Or why risk allowing
Man,
someone to get you so upset that you murder them out of anger for them putting
I'm
their
not
hands on
gonna
you? And
murder
then
nobody.
now
I
you've
want you
taken
alive to
yourself
feel the
to
pain.
jail. You've taken yourself away from your children. You've taken yourself away from your family. You've taken years off of your life from allowing someone to get you to the point where you lost self-control and took all your it took all your power away and you killed them.
See, I'm not killing nobody. See, listen, I know the right
See,
way to
well,
choke
I
a
know I am,
motherfucker.
because if
I
you
know
get
the
me to
right
the
way to
point,
push a
if
motherfucker back in. But once you gasping for air, I'm gonna let you go and then snuff your motherfucking ass.
you know, because
Like
like
I don't have.
I
I'm
feel
not
like
gonna. You know what the
if
best
you like
punishment
me
is to
when I
give
fight,
someone? Stop fucking with them
me
altogether.
when I used to fight, I didn't stop until either I was laid out and unconscious or they was laid out or unconscious. Bitch, if you whoop me, no, we not. I'm not waiting. I'm not waiting till another day to get my one. Bitch, if you allow me, if you leave me with enough strength to get up and fight back, and you ain't lay me down where I can't get up, bitch, you're not walking away. I'm coming right
See,
back.
you know what I try to practice? I practice
And see,
being around
that's
people
just
who
how I
don't make me
am.
feel like it. Look, I try to practice being around people who don't even make me feel like that. Everybody that can come around me, anybody that can, it's very few people that can knock on my door. You'll never really see me with company. I'm
But
alone.
you also need
But
to practice being able to not allow anyone, regardless of whether
I no,
you
I'm a
know
real
they'll
mental
trigger,
health
whether there be
patient. You don't
people
know. I'm a
that you
real
know
mental
won't
health
trigger
patient.
you, but you
Yeah.
also need to work on even in situations where an individual will trigger you, whether they do it purposely or not. Working
Motherfucker, I got
on
a real,
your
real,
reaction because you're gonna have to answer
listen.
for your reaction. Just
I
think about,
understand. That's
okay,
why I
how am
stay.
I gonna
That's why I
when
stay away
somebody do
from
you
people.
wrong?
I stay
When
away from
somebody do
people.
you wrong, and see that too. That may be the
That's the only
solution.
answer because I understand what you're saying about self control. I'm trying to teach my son the same thing, and I realize I
And try
haven't
not to put
necessarily
and I get it
look. I
too.
haven't
Don't put
necessarily
yourself in
lived by
situations.
example. Him growing up, I didn't
Yeah,
lead by
and don't put
example.
yourself in situations where you know you because you know your weaknesses and your strengths. So don't put yourself in a situation where you may be
Yeah,
too weak to have self control. So I
I
get
don't
it.
have.
Like I
Listen,
get
baby.
why you didn't go. I wouldn't have went either. Cause you
But
already
no, I
know
if I could have
bitches
went,
will,
if I could
and
have
when
went, if
bitches
I
see
had
that
the
they
money
can't
to
push your
look. But
buttons.
if I had the money to, I would have went. I didn't have my money wasn't right. You know, see me, I know how to smoke my weed. Ignore motherfuckers. I smoke. I got like 4 eighths in the drawer. My son come home. He tell me, shit, little Lois, you ain't fucking up my house. You do your own. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. But as soon as I run out of weed, I'm gonna smack the shit out of somebody.
Well, no. Well, wait a minute. If a network picked this up and these individuals are
I don't know any answers to
providing
any questions.
content,
I don't know. I don't know
content and
anything.
footage for them, they weren't accommodating as far as
I
at
don't know.
least
I
travel
don't know
arrangements
any
and lodging.
I don't know any answers to anything. I just know everybody looked like they had a good time. Some people even got tattoos. They look like they ate
Baby,
well.
oh hell no!
Um
I was definitely wouldn't have. I wouldn't have paid to go somewhere where I'm possibly gonna get my ass whooped or have to fight for my life
well, I'm gonna tell you
or
like
walk
this,
away
right?
with a closed ass eye.
You
And
know,
it
if you know the
ain't
part
no
of the Bronx
way.
I live in, you know, I used to literally walk the motherfucking track. You understand what I'm saying? And I knew every time when I was walking that track, it was a possibility something bad can happen or something. That would have never stopped me from going. If I had the money and if my shit was right, I would have went. You understand what I'm saying? And baby,
But
I'd have been
that's
pulling
what I'm not
razors up.
understanding though is why would you have had to pay for anything, whether it be
I
food,
would
travel
no, I
there,
don't
or
think they did. I
accommodations
don't
if
know. I don't know.
if
I
you
don't
going
think
there
that
to
was
give
the
them content?
no, I don't,
So were they at
Daddy. I
least
don't want to talk
paying
about this.
for being on this
I don't want to talk
cast?
about this. I'm happy for him for the show. You know, I think everything is going to be,
Well, yeah,
just
I'm glad
fine.
you stay home, girl.
But even if
That's
I
that's
did,
just my perspective on it.
I just feel as
Cause
though
like,
this, that I don't want to rain on no one's parade. You know, it's a happy moment for him. It's a happy moment for them. And and if they
well,
got beat
yeah,
up, then they
shouts out
shouldn't
to
be
him
talking
and
shit.
doing doing stuff, but at the end of the day, no, and see now, I feel like these networks, even like Zeus, they have a lot of the fights. Um, Love and Hip Hop. I I really feel like these people that's giving you all this content that you making all this money off of us for clowning and
But
showing
they
our
wanted to
bad
fight.
side.
These people wanted to fight. Nobody set them up to fight. They wanted to fight. You know, like Ebony, she wanted to
My
fight.
thing is this: I've always been the type of person. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Bitch, if it ain't making me a buck,
But
we
I don't
ain't
think
fighting.
that
Not
they
over
have to
no
blame
words.
themselves, though. They can't blame
Especially if
him.
you're recording it and making it content.
But they can't blame
They
him
gotta do
because
smarter.
they knew if you know, like say you, I don't mean to use you and I, but say you and someone else were in a situation. If you come around this person, you know that there's a possibility of whoop de whoop de whoop. Now people done sat on the panel and they don't talk shit on the panel, but now when it's in person, I feel like it shouldn't be.
Well,
I
girl,
don't know
first of
how.
all, You'll never make me mad enough to want to fly where you at or meet you somewhere and spend money to
But that's
fight
not
you
what
unless I'm going to make money
you
off
don't
that
know.
fight.
I think that from what I know, everybody was treated very well. The house was very beautiful on IG. You know,
No, I'm just
everybody.
talking in general. Like all of these
I
like
promise y'all though,
shows on these
they can
networks
get
that
my
have this
5.99. But the
violence.
thing is this. This is the thing. This is the thing, Zaddy. Let me bring up a valuable point here.
That's
Now,
like baddies.
the fighting is
Listen,
just one part of it.
that's like baddies saying, "Oh, we're gonna put you on the baddies cast,"
But
and
listen, the fighting is just one
you
part
got
of it.
you got to put the whole bill.
Look, the fighting part is just one part of it. There are certain people that were there that their personalities really pop out. You know, they really have an outgoing personality. Hopefully, they show that as well. You know, that's all. You know, if they show that as well, then but don't,
Well, and see, the
forget to
thing
show.
is, they should make a way to make them some money. Okay, if two bitches want to fight, okay,
But
both of
I'm gonna
y'all
be
put some
honest with
money
you,
up.
right?
The
It
winner of
wasn't
the
about.
fight, give the winner of the fight get the money. Both
But
if
no, but
y'all
the
want to
thing is
fight, bitch,
that
both
I
y'all
don't
put
feel
some
like it
money
should have
up.
been that way. I'm sorry, Daddy. Don't be mad at me, but I
I'm not
disagree.
fighting no.
And I'm gonna tell
I'm
you
not
why I
fighting no
disagree
bitch
with
that
you.
can't afford to fight me. Cause bitch, if you break a tooth or a bone or make a doctor bill from fighting me, bitch, I'm
I'm gonna tell
suing
you.
your ass.
I'm gonna tell you
So
why I
no,
disagree
I'm
with
not
you.
fighting no bro
I'm gonna tell you
bitch.
why I disagree with you, and don't be upset. But I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with you. Only because of the fact that he didn't put these people to fight. They wanted to fight. He's not saying, "Hey, you get on a
I
plane,
know
you fight
that.
this person." They want to fight. He doesn't have nothing to do with their issues. They want to fight.
But the thing is this, and that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, say for instance, I want to fight you. Bitch, I'm not gonna go out my way to come and fight you or spend no money to come and fight you.
But that's what they
Or
wanted to
risk,
do. So in the event that
or
that's what they
risk
wanted
fighting
to
a
do,
bitch that don't, or risk fighting a bitch that don't have enough money that when I take them to court for punitive damages and mental anguish and for my doctor bills that can't pay them.
I just feel as though they are the ones
So
that wanted to fight.
it's just like I guess I just have that mindset.
No, I
Like
get what you're
certain
saying. I'm
things,
only saying to you, they wanted to fight.
if it ain't make me
So they
$1, it don't
can't
make no sense
blame,
to me.
they wanted to fight. See, the thing is this, whatever their issues are or whoever has an issue with who, they wanted to fight. Super didn't put them to fight. They want to fight.
I know
Secondly,
he didn't,
hopefully
but
they
that's what I'm
show,
saying. And if I got that a bitch want to fight me, bitch, you want to fight me? Put your money where your mouth at, bitch. I'm not fighting you unless you got some money. I don't give a fuck how mad you is and want to fight me. Bitch, we not fighting unless you got some money. I'm not fighting no broke bitch that can't afford to pay my medical bills if you whip my ass. Because
child.
at the end of the day, guess what? Even if we do fight, bitch, and you whip my ass, that's still not going to stop me from popping my shit that makes you want to fight me in the first place. And I'm still going to pop my shit.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Think
So
Marie
what?
had a
So
Popeye.
what was resolved? What was resolved if you want to fight me because something I said, or you don't like me because of something I said? Okay, and then regardless of who wins the fight, I know me personally, bitch, I'm still gonna pop my shit. I'm gonna make you mad enough to want to come fight me again. And next time, since I know I can't beat you, pop pop.
So,
You
so
already
this
done
is
beat me
what
once.
actually what you're saying is what actually transpired. So prior to the show, Ebony and Crown already had gotten to it, and for y'all that all y'all got to do is go to Let me put Super's IG in the comments. Um, and I'm gonna tell you, Dodge Network, right? Dodge Network nor Super told these people they have to fight. They wanted to fight. They had issues prior
And see,
to coming to the show, and were threatening each other before the show.
I'm the type of person that type of that type of like drama and content. Um, I can't feed my spirit with too much of that because you are what you watch. You are what
That's
you
the IT, y'all.
the energy that you feed your spirit. If it's negative, you're gonna end up starting. You'll end up. You know how some people come in alive like this. We having this discussion. To them, it may be boring because guess what? They've they've gotten so consumed with wanting to see the drama or hear the tea or know somebody else's business that having a discussion on if that makes sense to have a show where for a show to even allow individuals to fight. Because I know when Bad Girls, the original Bad Girls Club, when the girl was walking through, waking everybody up with the pants, when she was like torturing ass,
Oh, that bitch,
yeah,
Tanisha.
that was strategic. Bitch, I'm gonna get under your skin so bad, bitch, to make you wanna fight me. And guess what? If you hit me, you gotta go home. Cause didn't they give a prize out for the
I don't
girl that
think
was
that was
left
the case
last?
here. I think that, you know what? I just want to make it clear. I get, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. So I'm not saying anything about your opinion.
But
Only
I just
thing that
don't
I'm saying
understand
is
why.
that
And
these people,
it's not specifically picking out Super and the Dodge Network. I'm just saying all
no, but the
these
thing is
networks
that they wanted to
that do
fight. They
that.
had nobody could ever blame Super or the Dodge Network because these people had issues before then. They were
At the end of
threatening
the
each
day,
other. So
at the
now
end of
when
the day,
y'all come
they
face
wouldn't
to
have filmed
face,
it if the
you
people
know
didn't
what
want to
might
see it.
happen.
If it wasn't a demographic of
If
people
you don't
that
want
like
to
that type of
engage with a
entertainment,
person in that way,
but if it wasn't a demographic of
but
people
I
that
feel
like to
like
see
it's
that
choices.
entertainment
It's
and see that
choices.
drama, then trust and believe a network wouldn't be producing that type of content. But like I say, I'm not one of those people
Well, I
that.
feel like, he was just extended an olive branch to try to help everybody else because I feel like at the end of the day, he's content all by himself. He didn't even really need no one. He could have did it by himself with just him and his family, and it still would have been, equally a hit. I just want to say that I feel
I would have
like
rather
it's your
seen him.
choices.
I would have rather seen him do a show about him and Worm and planning their wedding or something if they haven't already got
But we
married.
didn't we haven't seen it yet, but I haven't seen it yet. You know what I mean? The thing is this, right?
But
We're all
I
always
know
on a
I saw a
panel.
lot of
Everybody's
clips
on a
of
panel.
fighting and stuff,
Everybody's
and that's
always
just
talking
like,
shit to each other. Everybody's always arguing. Everybody's always whatever. So when
well,
it
did
comes
they
face to
at least
face,
have a
right?
y'all know fix my life or something? Or did everybody come to a kumbaya after they was all sitting up there with swole eyes and
But that's
potatoes
not
and
how real life works,
motherfucking
though.
steaks on their eye?
But you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, and you know what? I'm not taking away from what you said. I don't hate Vic, but she do pop a lot of shit.
Well, yeah,
She pop a lot of shit. So if you popping shit to somebody, you understand that has nothing to do with Super or the Dosh Network.
it
These people been
doesn't. Like,
arguing before they
but
got
at the
there.
same time,
They've
like
been threatening each other.
even
They've been threatening each
Super,
other, saying, "I'm gonna do
but
this
Super
when I
talk a
see
lot of
you."
shit too. But
So,
does that mean he deserves to
but
get
that how
jumped
could that
because
be
he
his
talk a lot of
fault? How
shit?
is that his fault? Was Daddy? How is that his fault when these people then wanted to fight? It had
Nobody
nothing to do
said it
with it.
was his fault. What I'm saying is these stupid dumb motherfuckers took their ass down there and pretty much let a network exploit them because they got on there and made a fool of themselves. They fought. They got swole eyes and shit. And I'm pretty sure, I don't care what the network paid them, if they made money off of it or if they had to pay to get this. And
I'm not.
they
I don't
definitely
want to.
done them if they paid they own way to go there.
Listen.
That was stupid and dumb as fuck. Because now, yeah,
I don't know. I feel like this, right?
y'all
We
fought
haven't seen
and
it.
y'all got y'all beef
The
out.
fight
But
was probably
now
just one part of it. They were there, but you
but
got
why
to think
y'all
about
okay?
it
So
like this: we haven't
why
seen
y'all
it
have to
yet.
have a network recording that? If y'all was that mad at each other, y'all could have been
Listen, I
flew to each
can't.
other's
This
house
is. Can I
without the
talk, King
cameras
Zaddy?
involved.
This sound. Hold on, Zaddy. This sound like I'm not trying to down nobody, trying to down the show. I understand what you said about people fighting and everything, but these people wanted to fight. They've been threatening each other
They
beforehand,
obviously didn't
and
want to fight that bad because they wouldn't have waited till Super decided to have a show
but nobody
and
pushed
make a
them.
mockery of the
Nobody
show by
pushed them
going there and
into each other.
fighting. That's crazy.
But if they wanted to cloud chase, that's on them. That can't be. If they made themselves. Hopefully, this is what I'll say. Right, that's just one part of the show. The whole thing about it is that I'm pretty sure, like people like Tay, Kitty, they have big personalities. I'm pretty sure that they have showcased their personalities. That's just one part of the show. So I just never. I can't tell you how to feel. You know what I mean? But when you brought this up and I'm speaking on it, when I speak on any of his projects, I just look at it
I'm
as
I'm
great.
I'm
I
just
look at it
looking
like
at
this. I look at it like this. He could have been,
how I
he
saw
didn't
Dick
need
Marie
nobody on his
Ave.
show. He could have did the show by himself, but he put people on. If they wanted to fight, these people have problems with each other. It's up to somebody to come up there and showcase their personality. So
My
if you write or
motherfucking
you sing,
hours
whatever you want to
goddamn
do.
closed. And my thing is this.
and we don't
I
know. We don't
I
know
hope she
what it
didn't
was
pay.
because you know.
I hope she didn't pay to go there to get her eye closed. I hope they flew her there or paid for her transportation or
Well,
something.
my whole thing
I
is
hope,
this,
cause
right?
I'll be
If I
damned if
had
I
went
paid to
over
go
there,
on a
I'm gonna be
trip and
honest with y'all.
get my eye
I'm gonna be
closed.
honest with y'all. If I had went out there and I would have gotten into some fight and I paid to get out there, I would have never been mad because my main objective to go out there would have been to
But at the end of the
support the
day,
cause of
cause
what's
we
going
gonna,
on.
cause I want to digress because we gonna discuss this for about an hour. Um,
Yeah, yeah, you know, I
yeah,
feel how I
but
feel. It's not his fault.
my perspective on the whole thing. Shouts out to Super for doing something outside of a streaming
But
app,
do you think it's his fault
and
of fixing
because
Ray's
it's
eyes?
another
That's not his
form
fault.
of elevation. Um,
But
to
my thing is,
done.
that's not his fault that fixing Ray's eyes like that.
Nobody said it was his fault. You're not listening. Listen. You're not listening. I just said, shouts out to Super for creating a platform and elevating them up off the app and giving them an opportunity. But for the dummies that took that opportunity to fight a bitch and get their eyes closed or make a fool out of themselves once it's edited, some of them, regardless of what their personality is, whether it's a shining personality, the editor is gonna make you look the way the editor wants you to look. And know how I know that? Because I have 2 degrees in film. So regardless of how you may have had a shining personality, I guarantee you, when the editing is done, if you didn't go there and use that opportunity 100% for a positive situation, I'm talking about the cast now. If y'all didn't go there and paint yourself in a good light 100% of the time, it's y'all fault however y'all end up looking once that editor gets that footage and make y'all look.
Mhm.
And that's my perspective on it.
I
And
just
not
think
just
that, you
singling that
know,
show out in particular, because this ain't the first network that done did a show like this where they bring people together and people fight. I feel like that the thing is because there's a demographic of people that like that type of shit.
but I'm gonna say this in all fairness, I was there when he first was telling everybody about the shit when on the first time. And I'm gonna tell you something. He was telling people like, you know, this is your time to show this and show that. If people don't listen to the advice that he's giving them, that's not his fault.
Yeah. Cause I
He
cause
gave
I
people advice. He gave them adequate
when
advice.
it was presented to me, because I've had the opportunity to go on several reality shows because um I'm actually registered with a casting agency. If it's one of those, okay, so I need to know what's in this contract about. Like, okay, what are the liabilities? What type of insurance do y'all have? Like, if I am injured or
Ah,
harmed on this production, I've turned down a lot of stuff when it comes to like my own safety. I don't care what TV show I'm on.
but
I'm
if
not fighting nobody because I don't
I
want
can
America to
guarantee
see.
y'all,
My thing is
nobody
this.
walked into the dark. Everybody knew what they were signing up for.
Yeah, and see, my thing is this. I know how dark I can go. I know how um, I can black out and become this this nasty, mean person, this diabolical individual, this individual that basically is fighting to the death. I just know how if I don't keep self control when put in certain situations, that side of me could be brought out. I wouldn't want America to see that. So if I feel like I'm being put in a situation that's gonna bring that out of me, then I wouldn't have went. Or even if I went, you're not gonna let you're not gonna make me let America see me in a negative
But the
light.
thing is that I'm gonna tell you something. Just like when people be on the panels and they be arguing, and he'll try to intervene and talk sense into people. These are grown ass people that been threatening each other before they even saw each other. You know, so
But I
there nobody
guarantee
was
you,
blindsided.
but
Nobody can come
with
with
no
any of that stuff.
shade, and this is gonna be my last. This is gonna be my last point on this topic. No shade, and just even on the app, you know the power that he has when it comes
But that's
to.
not his fault.
Uh,
They grown.
but
They
I'm
grown.
saying, listen. It's not his fault. You can't control no grown folks, even though at times it seems that you have that power to control them. Because I guarantee you, if he said
But
first, I
I
guarantee you,
can't.
if he said
Zaddy, let's just change the
first person
topic, Zaddy.
fight,
Can we just agree to
I guarantee if
disagree,
he
Zaddy?
said, if he said
Can we agree to
he
disagree?
has the
Because
power to say, first person who fight, I'm kicking your ass out the family, you off the app, and I'm
but
kicking
he
you
didn't
off the
say that.
show.
That's
I bet you
hypothetically
nobody
speaking.
would have fought.
You're speaking in a hypothetical sense.
But I'm saying,
It's not
you
how.
know as well as
Even if
I
he
know,
has that
if
power,
he would have
he didn't
said that,
use that power.
you know he got that
But
power
that's not what
too.
happened.
You know he got that power too because he had that power over you in New York.
Yeah, but at the end of the
When we was in
day,
New York, when you and
I'm gonna
Candy was
tell
in
you
the
one
fight, what
thing.
did he say? We here for business, ain't no fighting. Y'all did not fight. We all
But I would have never
kumbaya.
did that anyway. Just think about this.
We
Think
all
about this though. Think
kumbaya.
about this.
Because
If
all of us
anybody
didn't get
was for
along when we
you,
got to New
you're
York.
not gonna come. Wait, Daddy, let me just say this one thing. Why would I come to his dinner acting a mess? Why would I do that? I would not even do that anyway. I was
But
not coming there
regardless,
to do that.
but
You
you know,
know?
but
And
you're
and if
still
you notice,
human,
towards the end
and
of the night, I started cutting up.
you're still human,
Towards
and
the end of the
basically
night, I started cutting
he
up.
has no control over what you do because you grown. But you respected him enough not to do that.
Before he
But like I
asked me
said,
to
he
do
had the
that,
power.
that's never was my intention.
He could have played. He could have made that work a whole lot of different
But
ways
why? But my thing is
and
this,
made it
right? He
made.
never, and it's well documented. He never said we're going to get there and we're going to go to Sunday mass and we're going to go to the Catholic Church,
But he
and
could have said
he never said this was the
first
Christian
bitch
club.
actually can't talk their situation out. Because that's the thing. A lot of people on the panels, because you're able to drop off the panel or shut the app off or refuse to argue with a person, the differences never get settled.
Mhm.
You can say, we go in
But
here,
my thing is
and
that
I
I
know a
just
lot of
feel
y'all
like
don't like each
I
other.
understand what you're
And
saying,
bitch,
but my thing
y'all better
is
learn
that
how to talk that shit out because first bitch they put their hands on the next bitch. You're out the family, you off the show, we sending you home. And sayonara.
but my whole thing is this, that my whole thing is this, right? He had said to me so many times, you know, uh, this is not what this is about, blah, 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 blah. He's one person, not that's number one. Number two, that everybody knew they was not signing up for no Christian club. And number three, on top of that, you understand what I'm saying? They've been threatening each other since way before. So like even if he had the thing about it is that, he a moody motherfucker himself. So,
Well,
he
I'm
gotta
gonna tell
make
you,
sure that he could be around. Like I know him. So I know that we both are the same way. Like we can't be
and
around
I've been
people
in that
for too long
situation,
like that. We
and I've
Everybody
been in
will
that
lose it after a
situation
fucking
and
week. I can't be
environment,
around him. No
and
one
I've been in
can.
that situation in that environment, me personally, when I would have got there.
So that's it. So that's
No,
his
wait, let
fault.
me
The way you're
finish.
saying it,
Let me
exactly.
finish.
Okay.
When I would have
Okay.
got there,
I'm here.
because we all done popped our shit on this app. We already know a lot of us don't like each other. Yes, some of us have said some shit to each other that make us want to bop the fuck out of each other. And I'm pretty sure the same shit is gonna continue now that we're in close proximity. But I promise you, bitch, if a bitch put their hands on me about
But if
anything I got to
everybody had the
say,
option to stay home.
if I no, bitch, you better keep your hands to yourself. If you that's your choice again. Do you want to die? I mean, you know right now, if you put your hands on me, it's not gonna be over till somebody dead. And either you're gonna kill me or I'm gonna kill you. So at that point, with that being said, okay, bitch, you better learn how to motherfucking argue with me if you want to argue with me, but you better not put your hands on me. You better not spit on me. You better not put your hands. I'm not doing that. Because you have the right to say what you want to say. I have the right to say what I want to say. Now, when it goes to fisticuffs and all that, bitch, I'm finna hit you in your pocket. You going to jail. You paying for my medical bills. And, bitch, that's if you whoop me. If I whoop you, I'm prepared to go to jail because your family finna be wearing a t-shirt. Now, with that being said, y'all could think I'm selling wolf tickets. Let the games begin. And pretty much that's that. Because like you say, everybody grown, and you can't make people not fight. You can't make people. But at the end of the day, No. At
Right,
some
they're
point,
down
you
to
have to
do it.
learn how
Right,
to be
Tina, they're down to
at
do it.
some point, you have to learn how to be an adult.
But they're down to do it. So if you got
So
beat up and it didn't go the way you wanted it to, but
at that
you're
point,
down
you
for it,
should have
do
had
you
some type of life coach come in to teach everyone
a life coach?
how to
Not a life
adult.
coach. You serious, Eddie?
That was the perfect opportunity. A life coach could have came in there.
Not a life coach.
Let's make Tinkerville
I've been
great
drinking.
again.
Don't get mad at me.
Because there was a day when Tinkerville stood together, and they were not fighting each other. They was People were scared to come up against anybody in Tinkerville because Tinkerville was gonna come together and make them bitches know it. At what point
That's true.
do we get back to that?
That's true. You know what I'm saying? One thing I will
And
say
that's
is
what
that
made the Tink so great on Bigo. We stood together and nobody was left behind when it came to them
I can't
quotas.
even I can't fight you on that.
Nobody was left behind unless you wanted to be left behind or unless you wasn't a host. Then if you wasn't a host, then you was just supporting anyway. But when the Tinks was over here,
No tink left on zero.
we weren't worried about if this bitch hit Millie and this bitch hit 700K. No, we was like, oh, I got a million this month. We gonna make sure you hit a million next month too.
Man, we had so much coins flying. Coins was just flying. Nobody worried about it.
And yeah, like it's just sad
The
that,
end of the month, I know Daddy come. The end of the month, you'll come and drop me shields and everything.
and that's just my perspective on all this, like the fighting culture of these network shows and all of that. And we need to learn how to adult and talk our differences out. And if we can't talk our differences out, bitch, then learn how to stomach a bitch talking about you.
Well, you
No
know what?
cross,
Me,
no
I want to sit
crown.
down with Uncle,
No cross, no crown. You got to learn how to go through it to
but
get a
I
crown.
can't like.
They ridiculed
I
Jesus.
think
They
that
talked about Jesus. So
I
it's
think
just,
that you know.
and at the end of the day, like I said, you have to go to the root problem of this. There's a demographic of people that enjoy this type of entertainment, or basically this excites them, or this gives them joy to see stuff like this.
I get what you're saying.
Like even just on
Drama
Bigo,
definitely
it's a
sells.
demographic of people that can't wait for somebody to read somebody and expose somebody else HIV status. It's like the more people that they say got HIV, the comments get happier and happier. They got another thing to troll a bitch about. So at the end of the day, there's a large demographic of people who enjoy this type of content, and so who are we to say not give it to them?
Right.
The only thing we can say is, I know that's what y'all like, but it's up to you as the individual broadcaster to say, okay, that's not what I'm going to be known for, and I'm not entertaining that.
Right. You know, like I said, and
Because I'm not, I'm almost
this is
50.
not that
Why would I beat a bitch ass and kill them and then they give me 25 years? That's the rest of my life in jail.
so that's why everything in life is about choices. So if something is being presented to you and you don't find it to be a good idea or a good fit for you, you have the right
And
to
I
say
think it
no.
was a good
You have the
idea
right
to
to,
bring all of them together. But at the same time, it's
but
just
I
sad
promise you this.
that
I know that
enough of them
I know
didn't take
nobody was
that time
starving. I know they
to.
stayed in a beautiful, I wasn't there, but I know nobody was starving. Everybody stayed in a beautiful house. They all look good. Some of them even got tattoos. And I know firsthand from being around super in real life that, he's going to make sure you're okay if you're around him.
I'm just like, when I saw her, I was like, bitch, because I was like, bitch, these hoes over here on Bigo, they fight too, and they pull up. I ain't never seen no blood. I ain't never seen no broke skin. I ain't never seen no teeth
Well, you
knocked
know
out.
what?
I ain't never
This is
seen no
a
noses
situation
broke
where,
or no bones broke. That's why I be like, that's why I don't be worried about
well,
the bitch saying they
I ain't
pulling
gonna
up on
lie.
me over here. But them bitches over there giving pumpkin heads. That
Dick looked
means
like
that means
somebody,
they're taking.
like a man beat her.
That means the energy and the negativity and the anger that they have at the individual that's on the app is real. And when they cut this bitch off, they thinking about that type of
But
shit.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this. I don't care. I'm bold enough to say this. I'm bold enough to say this. I don't give a shit. You know, when it comes to him, I love him. But I think that Miss Producer, that's always sitting up there talking shit about everybody, should have been on the front line. But you sitting up here, motherfucking twerking and dancing because it don't matter to her motherfucking ass because she should have been out on the front line.
So you telling me as much shit as she talk, nobody want to fight her?
No, because guess what? I'm pretty sure that hey villain, I'm pretty sure start the PK Zaddy. How do you win coins for this? Do you win coins for the PK?
This just a team PK. It's just a team PK.
Um, all I'm saying is this: her and Juicy, somebody should have smacked the shit out of them. I'd have gave them $100. Shit. You know why? Because at the end of the day, it's not fair for people to talk the crazy shit that they talk, but now
But
you don't want to be touched. You understand
but
what I'm
at
saying?
the end of the day, she would have been just she did exactly like I would have did. Bitch, yeah, I know I talk about a bunch of shit, but I bet a bitch ain't gonna touch me.
Man, I promise you,
And
I'd have been a stupid bitch to be like,
whatever reason it was, they didn't touch her or she didn't get into a physical altercation.
no,
It was the choices that
because
she made
it
while
was
she
off
was
limits.
there.
But my whole thing is this: if you're not about that life, then don't be up in that camera talking shit and doing the most because you know, Thick when she gets drunk, she does that, and Coco wasn't having that. Coco beat her ass.
But at the end of the day, that's crazy that
As little as Coco is, Coco beat
a
her
person
ass.
that you get into it with on the app can make you that mad that when y'all see each other, y'all swelling each other's eyes.
Well, we don't know what happened. We don't know what the dynamic of the situation was. I'm just
Baby,
saying that I feel like, people, they talk shit to each other. They say they're going to do this, they're going to do that.
everybody
So
talks
now when
shit.
somebody pops off and it doesn't go
Everybody,
in the other
and my
person's
thing is
favor,
this: I'm not even the type of person that's gonna tell you I'm gonna beat your ass or that I'm even gonna do bodily harm to you, especially on a broadcast anyway. That's you're pretty much incriminating yourself by doing that. If the
well, I don't
individual who
know the
asked you
logistics
finally
or
would,
what the protocol was. All I'm
I
saying
just
is
felt like it
that
was. I
they,
felt like they were given an opportunity to.
but
They were given an opportunity to do so much more than what they did with it, and
but we don't know what exactly what they did because that was only
we
one
know
piece.
we know they
In order for
fought.
everybody to see, they got to download it.
We know they fought.
I don't even know they fought, but that's just one part. They were together the whole week. I'm pretty sure they had some positive parts of the day and stuff like that. I don't know. All I know is this: I'm proud of him. I want him to keep doing his shit. And at the end of the day, like he said, y'all bum baggedy hoes. Y'all could have stayed y'all ass home. He could have did the shit on his own. He
Yeah,
didn't need nobody.
but
So therefore,
at the end of the day,
if they
but
complain and
you
start
like
talking shit,
you
he
just
didn't need them.
made a good point. The one that talk a lot of shit. You see, she ain't get touched. They all could have made that decision to refuse to be touched. If everybody was in that bitch, knowing they put their hands on somebody, they might die.
That bitch was probably behind a motherfucking a plexiglass,
Trust me,
okay?
if somebody wanted to get to her, they could have got to her.
But all I'm saying to
Whether
you is this, you know,
she put her foot
I think
down,
that it was
whether she put her foot down and said,
in
"A
all
bitch better
reality
not touch
TV
me,"
that yeah, they
and
was
knowing
smothered.
her,
That bitch was
she
protected.
probably was
And
just
now
like me.
the bitch that talks
She's a
to
very smart girl. She probably was just like me. When I get there,
uh,
this
the
contact need to
stars,
say
it
a bitch
wasn't,
better not touch me.
if the stars had aligned it, if the stars would have aligned it and things would have been going okay for me in that moment, and if I would have definitely been there, I'm proud of him. I think he
I
did his
sure would have
shit, and
told
I
him
just feel
network.
like if people got beat up and they're mad, they should have never been talking shit because he never made them fight. They decided they wanted to fight. He didn't
I
put
would
them
have
in no
sure
fight.
told him network. Look, I'm gonna pop my shit,
I feel like, how do
but I'm
you
letting you
can't
know right
blame
now.
someone
If I
because
get
two people
touched,
want to fight. They're
if I
grown.
get, it needs to be in my contract, bitch. If I get touched, Y'all are liable. A bitch better not touch me.
See, I don't know.
And I'm not gonna come here and be
I just,
quiet like no church mouse. That doesn't make good for good TV. And I'm sure she wasn't there
well, I
crying
just
for no
think
church
that
mouse. I'm sure she got there and popped her shit too. But did nobody touch her?
she ain't.
Because it
She
was
probably
probably
was,
in
but
her
she wasn't
contract.
disrespecting them.
A bitch better not touch me. See, you gotta be smart when you're
Yeah.
dealing with these networks and know your worth. Certain things I'm
All
not
I'm
gonna
saying
do.
is that if
So
I could, I understand what you're saying.
don't hire me because you know they have a
I
sign
understand what
release
you're
and all
saying.
that
I'm
for
just
them to
saying
even
that if
use
I
that
could have made it
footage.
down there, if I could have made it down there and my money was right, I would have been down there. And if I had a fight, I would have never blamed him because, like, whatever I had
You ain't
going on,
blaming
that don't
him.
have nothing to do with him.
You ain't blaming him.
But
Shit.
no, I feel like they will. Ultimately, they will. They'll blame
No,
somebody else for the
bitch.
shit that they've been popping shit.
Y'all were there. They all were there, including Super, to provide a service and to provide content for a network, to allow the network to film them, and for the network to make money off of this content. So hopefully they all were smart enough to get a bag, regardless of what happened there. Because at the end of the
I think
day,
a lot of them,
your brand
especially,
is your brand, and your brand is your brand. And if you don't care about your brand being put on a
I'm gonna
network,
tell you who the most the people that stood out to me the most, like personalities like Tay. Even though I don't like Ground Me, she still has
and
a
even Tay.
personality.
Tay popped his shit and a bitch
Jay,
didn't touch him
Jay,
because I saw that
Jay.
on the video too. Tay popped his shit and a bitch didn't touch him.
Well, I don't know. I don't. I seen little bits and pieces, but if y'all want to download it, all y'all got to do is go to the Real Super Bitch with the two H's on IG, and it's $5.99, and they have other shows on there too. They have one called The House of Fades, so they literally catching fades in there.
And see, that's the thing. That's the thing too. Like, just like there's a demographic of people that like that type of content. Um, there's a demographic of people that basically I'm not gonna feed my spirit with that type of content. And had they kept everything under wraps and there was no phones and stuff, and it
But
was
we
like
don't know what happened though. What do you mean that they
like I'm
kept it under
saying,
wraps? Because
we know
when you
somebody
say
I got
that,
swole.
it's
We
like
know somebody I got swole. We know that there was fights and stuff. And see, like that right,
I'm coming for you.
just seeing her eye closed for me did something to my
Yeah.
spirit. Like to see her eye closed like that. I'm like, they getting that angry with each other that they
Well, that
closing
was
up
just
each
that,
other's
but that's not his
eyes
fault though.
over a
I feel
social
like
media
when you
beef.
say, I'm sorry, but when you say keep everything under wraps, it makes me feel like you're making him to be the one to blame because he ain't tell her to pop no
No,
shit. You understand? Like,
what I'm saying is, like, you know, when you go to do RuPaul's Drag Race, I can't even tell you I'm filming RuPaul's
uh-huh,
Drag Race and I'm on RuPaul's Drag Race. And ain't no clips of what happened on
you must
RuPaul's
have told
Drag
me.
Race. None of that. And the reason why that's done that way is for marketing
Uh-huh.
purposes. And
Right.
for the people that don't like
But what I'm
violence
saying is
and the
though
people
that
that don't
but
like
when you
drama,
so can you
they're not going
can
to
you digress
download that
that when you
network to
said
see that. So what I'm
so the
saying
whole
is
thing about it is that
none of it should have been it shouldn't have been leaked until it was edited and it was ready to drop to drop the episodes.
okay. My thing is, what I'm telling you is that when you say if he would have kept everything under wraps, I feel like he did. I feel like we weren't there, we didn't see it yet, and that this is like a quick rush to judgment when we didn't even see. But the part that we did see the fights, that's just one part. But those are grown people who threatened each other way before the show. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm not
And
saying
everybody knew
nothing
what they
is
were
his
signing up
fault.
for.
You keep saying I'm saying something is his fault. I'm not. I'm speaking from a network from a network point of view.
Don't you
Like
do filming? You film stuff,
yeah,
right?
and if I would have filmed the show, y'all wouldn't even knew who was on
Mm-hmm.
the cast or nothing. We would when it was time for the show to drop, then we would have did a cast reveal. Okay, yeah, we would have had a trailer of some of the stuff that went
Mm-hmm.
on. Nobody would have had their phones or
Right.
none of that. Nobody, Miko Best Broadcaster wouldn't have been able to show shit.
But I
It would
mean,
have been
he gave
very
her bits and
minimal.
pieces that he
It
wanted
would have
to
been
see,
very
but see, and
minimal.
everybody.
It would have been very minimal things exposed about the production itself. because at the end of the
But the
day,
thing about it is I feel
you want
like
as many people to
people sort
download and subscribe to the network as possible. And me seeing that closed
people are,
out,
they will.
made me not want to download it to watch it because I'm not feeding my spirit with that. And that's just like that. That was horrible to see her act like that.
Why? Because Vic Murray was popping her motherfucking shit and
But people pop
Coco
that shit all the
popped that
time.
eye.
That's crazy as hell. Y'all, it was okay for her app to get closed, but y'all mad because they told Dre Baby for popping his shit on the app and getting into a fight out there he couldn't host. Y'all mad because Bigo said, okay, we're not letting them host it. Y'all mad, people get mad at stuff like that,
I didn't know
but
nothing
ain't
about
nobody
that,
mad
you
because that
know,
girl
but
I
I
got
feel like
closed.
but this is the
People
thing,
got
right?
mad because
And you
Dre
know,
Baby popped his shit and got kicked out the Nicki
mhm.
Minaj concert for popping his shit. For
Oh,
every
I didn't know
action, yes,
nothing
there
about
is
that.
a reaction. But it's just like
Right.
selective, it's the selective anger for me. And if this venture was about exposure and making money at the end of the day, they could have went a different way about. Of course we was gonna know her eye got swole because she gotta go live. And
Man,
she
she
and
looked
she
like
went
a
to the
man beat her.
she went to the filming. So yeah, okay, we know her eye got swole, but to be honest with you, like RuPaul's Drag Race, they can't talk about who's competing. They can't talk about who won. They can't talk about who got eliminated. They can't talk about who
They
argued.
did, and they just showed little pieces. You know, I guess because he is the producer, so he did it the way that he wanted to do it. And you know, I think that the little pieces that he let go, that people are rushing to judgment without seeing the rest. That's why I
I
think
know,
that
just
I
like
know it's going to be.
some people are
But
squeamish.
what people
You
do,
know,
like you said,
some
they were
people are
given an
squeamish.
opportunity.
People don't like to see blood. People don't like to see fight. It gives them anxiety. And so that means you're cutting off a demographic of people that may have subscribed because it was a super bitch production that you're cutting off a bunch of people that may have downloaded it had we not seen so much already, is all I'm saying. Of course, we knew it's gonna be
I
big.
mean, you
Yeah,
know,
we knew they was gonna be arguing. We knew it was
yeah.
gonna be fights. But you gotta leave some suspense because at the end of the day, it's about money. As a producer, it's all
You
about
know, I
money.
guess, when it comes to making films and stuff like that, that's not my
Yeah,
thing. I don't
that's
know
what
how,
that's
how
what I'm
that stuff
thinking.
works. But you know
That's
what?
the that's the
I
that's the
respect
that's the
everyone's opinion.
Yeah, that's the avenue.
I
That's the
respect
way I'm
everyone's
looking.
opinion.
That's the way I'm looking at it. And I can
Mhm.
say personally, me, I'm not a person that's gonna download the app to look at. Now, if it's another show that they put on that network
I,
that I want to watch, that basically that may interest me, then yeah, I may download. But right now, if it's nothing but Tinkerville and another show about fighting, for
I'll
me,
be watching it.
it's
I'm
a
not even gonna
pass.
lie.
I'll
I
pass
can't
on it,
wait to
and I know I'm not
I'm
the only
going to
person that feels that way. And since
I'm
I know
going to
I'm not the only
Walgreens.
way,
Well, I'm gonna tell you
I'm the
like
only
this.
person that feels that way.
I
I'm
hate to
just
tip, but
saying,
I'm going to
from a
motherfucking
business
Walgreens
mindset.
and I'm going to get me a Google Play card and I'm going to download that motherfucker
But yeah,
today.
as
Because they
for a
got other
business
shows on there
for a
too.
business
Walker's on
mindset,
there too.
that was it. Was like he could have did it a little bit differently in my perspective. It could have been as far as
But
like
but I mean, as far as how
the
people react, okay, so it's like this. Hey,
the
say I
secrecy of the
invited you to a
production.
party, right? Let's just say I invited you to a party, right? There were going to be the people in attendance that you don't care for. So because I invited both of y'all to this party or whatever the case may be, and this ain't even no party. This is some shit to where y'all done motherfucking agreed to this shit. So I get what you're saying, Zaddy, and I'm not taking away. I have nothing but respect and love for you. You know what I mean? Part of me growing is knowing how to agree to disagree. You know what I mean? I just feel like I don't, um, nobody can, but I don't want in any kind of way to ever look like I'm trying to be a hater or
Well, I
dim
know
the
that, and I'm
lightness,
not
but
being
I
a
get
hater
what
either.
you're saying.
I'm just saying
No, I
from
know
a
I'm not
business
saying you are. I'm
mindset,
just saying I don't want no one to ever
from a
say
business
I'm very
mindset,
proud of him.
it could have been so much greater. Is what I'm saying. from a business mindset. It could have been so much greater. Cause like, yes, of course, you know, you got all of them. They gonna argue. You can't
But we didn't
control
get to
them.
see it though.
But then that's when you have an event. Y'all go to a
But
gym.
how can we say
Okay,
that though?
y'all
But I'm
argue,
sorry,
and if
I
y'all
have to
can't
ask you the
come to
question.
wait,
But how can we say it could have
y'all
been so
argue.
much greater if we didn't get to see it?
No, what I'm saying is it could have been
If they
so
didn't
much.
have that attitude?
It's from a business mindset and production speaking and content speaking, it could have been so much greater. Yeah, I know y'all gonna argue. I know y'all gonna want to get to the point where y'all want to fight.
I think they had
If that
like a good
argument,
time
if
and
that
stuff like that.
argument, y'all can't come to a decision other than bitch, we need to duke it out. Then that's when we go into the gym and then y'all duke it out. We don't know who won the fights and all that. They could have been in the ring. There could have been so much. There could have been so much. It could have been done a lot differently to make it an actual television production that is going to reach a larger demographic. And I'm speaking from a business mindset. If you got a bunch of people in a
Hmm.
house fighting, and that just look, because like my thing is this: looking at her high, I'm like, girl, I hope she went to the doctor
Child, it looked
and
like
got her
a
brain
nigga with
scanned
her.
to make sure she don't got blood on the brain. That was that was traumatic to see that.
Well, you know what?
And like I
She
said, it
needed to
creates,
guard her
and
groove.
some people watching stuff like that, it creates anxiety, and anxiety create PTSD also. So with people knowing that watching stuff like that does that to them, that's a demographic of people like myself that won't download it and watch it. Even though they, regardless of
Okay, I get
how
what
much
you're
they
saying.
support Super or how much they're happy to see him, kudos to him on doing big things. But I just felt like it could have been from a
Man,
business
you know
standpoint.
why I
From a
want to
business
watch it?
standpoint, it could
You
have
know
been
why I
done. It
would
could
want
have
to
been set
watch
up.
it?
It could
Because
have been set up a little differently.
I feel like everybody done popped their motherfucking shit, and they kind of knew what
And at the end of the
what
day,
it was.
them
They had
fights
the
still ain't
opportunity.
solved nothing. Because guess what? Them hoes still popping their shit, and they want their next one. But at what point
Because
do we
out of my
stop
content, I
fighting
would be
when a
letting
bitch got
somebody.
hemorrhaging on the brain? Look at Muhammad Ali, boxed all them years and fucked his brain up. Most boxers do,
Wait,
and they
what
fighting with
happened?
gloves on. But what if she would have laid
You
down in
said
that
his brain is
house
fucked up.
and then the next morning and got
What's
up
wrong?
and and not woke up
Wow.
from bleeding on the brain,
I mean, to be honest with you, I promise
regardless
you,
of
like
who popped
the
that
same.
shit, regardless of who popped that shit.
I would have
And
never been looking, no, but I would have never been looking for Super to protect me after I done popped all this shit to
if they
these
wanted to
people.
fight that bad, why they have to wait till they got to a platform where he was giving them opportunities to do something so much greater than fight?
Because otherwise they would have never, I guess, you know what? You're right. But I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think that it's as bad as it looks because I'm gonna tell you something. I don't, I didn't get to download it yet because I just got a couple of dollars today. I gotta go to the Walgreens before they close.
Well, I'm sure
And
they just finished. I'm
I,
sure they just wrapped up filming. The show ain't out
what do
already.
you have a show tonight or something? Did you have a
I
show going
do.
on tonight?
I do. It's Wednesday
What do you
night.
have going on tonight?
Drinks drag in the dressing
What's going
room.
on?
Drinks drag in the dressing
And
room.
what time is
Oh,
that
I'm
going to be?
also I also got a love show that I'm competing on. So
Well, what
uh,
time is this stuff going to be?
um the contest that I'm doing is at 8 o'clock, and then I guess I should be done by 10, and I'll be going in the dressing room at 10 to do my makeup. But
Okay. I
yeah.
like that wig. Are you wearing
But
that tonight or what you wearing
shouts out
tonight?
to Super and work and being and becoming a producer on the Dashi
Yes.
Network.
And you know
Um
what, Daddy, we came a
and
long way. We
and I'm
came a long way
and
to
I'll
be
say
able to get
this.
our thoughts out.
I'll say this. Like um I have no ill will towards Super. Um and basically um on a business level, when it comes to like doing this TV stuff and all that,
Hmm.
he might want to check my resume. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause I,
Well, I mean, you can always
yeah,
go, talk
yeah.
to him
You
and
might want
stuff
to check
like
my
that.
resume because it's like it's so many.
Let me tell you
Even if
something.
it's nothing but consulting, because uh, film and television production was also one of the courses I had to take to get my bachelor's degree. I just chose to go into, I just chose to go into the discipline of editing because producing is so much more. And at the end of
Okay,
the day,
so
producing does
right.
put you in lot of other liabilities, especially when you're dealing with grown folks. Because like I'm saying, like it
So
could have been
meaning that they can
contracts that
hold you
was written.
liable? Like, what do
It could have been
you
contracts
meaning
that
they
was
can
written
hold you
out that
liable? Are you
that
saying?
that fight didn't have to end. Like her, they if they could have fought, yeah, put some gloves on and get in the ring. Let's make this part of the content. If y'all can't
Well, how
come
do we
to
know somebody's
an
physical to hit
amicable,
that thing?
it could have been wrote in the contract. And the thing is, if you're going to be on this production, you need to you need to you need to be able to control yourself and 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 be a part of the production. If y'all want to fight that bad, wait till these cameras go off. We ain't putting that shit on my show. If y'all want to fight, I'm
Well, I
saying what
mean,
I'm
you know
doing.
what?
If y'all that mad at each other and can't come, we gonna be how many days when we get to the last day, next to last day. If y'all still mad enough at each other that y'all want to fight, then we're gonna have a big fighting match, a big boxing match.
I, I'm gonna
You could
tell you
have
like
people
this.
betting on who gonna end up fighting and who not. It's so many different ways that could have went and I'm looking at it from the
Did you?
business now.
On
Well,
before,
it
let
could
me
have
tell you
attracted
something.
so
Did you
much
hear
more
what
money.
happened?
Huh?
Did you hear what happened with Jay Z?
With who?
Jay Z.
No, what happened with Jay-Z?
So basically, their word on the street is allegedly, and when I say allegedly, I mean I don't have the facts, just what I heard. That it's
Mm.
highly speculated, allegedly, that Diddy basically threw Jay Z under the bus, and the reason why they haven't locked him up yet, they said, allegedly, is because the fact that he's working with the police to take down bigger names than him. But this is the thing:
That's what you know. What
Clyde
I'm gonna
Davis'
say.
name haven't been mentioned at all, baby.
I'm gonna say that that's a strong allegedly. Um, that's a strong allegedly. And
I mean, the thing is this, right?
everybody has their
When you
like
look at it, right?
opinions. Everybody has their conspiracy theories
Hmm.
on what they think is going on. Um, but at the end of the day, I feel like he hasn't been arrested because at the end of the day, they are he's there's it's an open investigation and they don't have
Hmm.
enough solid evidence to arrest him at this point. Um,
Right,
and you have to realize with this, a kind of case like this, where it's all about stuff being put on video. Okay, even once they raided his house and took whatever they took to look at the, it's going to take a whole
what they was gonna look
team
at.
to scrub through those videos to find out
But
what
I'm gonna tell you
incriminating
this:
evidence is
let it
in
happen
there.
somebody else. Let it
Huh?
happen somebody else that didn't have no. Let it happen somebody else that didn't have no motherfucking money. Okay, before they would have went clean through them tapes. Soon as they would have seen somebody doing something wrong, a regular motherfucker would have been
Well,
locked
I'm
up.
gonna tell you
They
this.
have two kind of justice systems.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Two kind of justice systems.
It's my belief from listening to Sloan Bella, and it gave me this thought. Um, it's my belief that a lot of people think that they raided his house for looking for evidence of sex trafficking and to try to collaborate some of the things that are in these civil cases that may seem like they could
Right,
also build a criminal case on. A lot
right,
of people think that's what they raided this house for. Now, mind you, I don't think that because you have to realize, along with these civil cases, in these civil cases, they wouldn't have came with a civil case if they didn't have evidence already to prove a lot of the things in this civil case.
right,
So what I feel is happening is his house was raided to see if there's any evidence or video evidence to prove that the death of Porter was not just a natural causes death, because it was
Listen,
alluded, they did allude to the fact that he had cameras put up in her house also. So where else
but I will say
with
this
that
though.
footage of the
I
where would
will
the
say this. I
footage
gotta play
from the
devil's
cameras in
advocate.
her house, where would that be?
But I gotta play devil's advocate here and say, first and foremost, right? All of these things that he's done, right? If you listen to Jaguar, right? She talks about all of the things that he's done, and she even goes forward and says, "Has anything ever happened to Diddy?" Nothing. She said Motown Records started with 5 people. She named the people, and she said how only one person was alive out of all of them people. And that Kim was the one that was there the longest. So the picture and that she's painting, the things that she has said in the past. See, the thing about it is when you speak too much of the truth, they made us feel like Cat Williams was going crazy. Remember when he was waking it up and he was trying to say things a couple of years ago? They came and they locked up his children. I know they came and locked him up. Why do people keep calling me? God damn, these
But I
telemarketing
really
people,
feel
they don't
like
stop.
I really feel like um, sometimes when they have enough evidence to
Hmm.
make an arrest,
Hmm.
that evidence may be, it could be the level of evidence or the how some stuff is admissible in court and some stuff isn't.
Right.
So um, they may have evidence enough to get an arrest, but that evidence, once you arrest him and it goes to court, that particular evidence they have may not be enough evidence for it to be a strong enough open and shut and closed case that where it may
Well,
not be enough evidence to not waste the taxpayers' money to hold a trial
well, here's
knowing
the
that the
thing. Here's
evidence
the
you
thing.
have is not enough evidence to get a conviction on, because it could be questionable. Some stuff may be get objected to and not admissible, because lawyers play a good game. So
They do.
he's probably not been arrested because, and also you got to make sure you got your witnesses. You got to ensure that you got your witnesses, and you have to be done this to get an arrest.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, right? What just being said, because I really like to comb the internet, with a fine tooth comb. So I know the allegedlys, but what they're saying is that, and I can believe this part because I myself, grew up on the streets, and I know that when their feds didn't just come with probable cause and search his house. They've been watching him. And he has. What this is the theory that they're saying, that they've been
But see,
watching
I don't feel
Diddy,
like it
and
had
he
nothing to
never
do with the
told.
sex trafficking or those civil cases.
But
I
he's
feel like they were
snitching.
looking for.
He's a snitch. That nigga's a snitch.
I feel like they're
He's
looking for
snitching.
something else. I feel like they're looking for something
Like what?
else that doesn't have anything to do with these civil cases or with the sex trafficking allegations. I feel like they were looking for something to open up an investigation uh, in reference to Kim Porter's murder. No shade.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, right?
And,
He's
and
protected on all
also,
sides.
and also, once these civil cases, and if it has something to do with the civil cases, once these civil cases start coming out, and they're saying he was filming, he was filming, he was filming, he was filming. If that man settled on that first case, he know what was said in those civil cases and what
Hey,
evidence
Mother Carter. Hmm.
he had possession of. So I feel
Right,
like that's another reason why they could have raided, so they could
man.
to
You
prevent
know what
that
they were
evidence
saying?
from being moved to
They were
his
saying that
over to
this
Antigua.
is not hard to believe. I'm back now, Mother Goddess. Love you. Listen, this is they were saying that Diddy is protected on all sides. You know, he has his name is written all over things. So you got to understand something, right? This is the slippery slope because if he doesn't want nobody wants their name to be mentioned. You know, like think about this, right? Stevie J have been hanging out with Diddy lately, like real tight buddies. So they had named Diddy and to be allegedly in one of them videos. Thank you. They named him to allegedly be in one of the videos. I don't know how that works. Thank you, boo. Love you.
Well. Actually, I
But
saw the pictures. It was Stevie
you
J.
did. You saw the
I read
pictures.
the entire. I read the entire civil case for
What the fuck?
Elrod. I got the pictures in my phone. Um,
Ooh,
I read the entire 76 pages of the Elrod civil case, and I was in someone else's live when they read all them pages of what happened, the allegations in
wow.
Cassie's case. And in these civil cases, it says uh, after each allegation, and this can be collaborated with this information and who has the video, or or
Man,
the accuser, and the accuser can present that video to support this to the courts when need be. So, like I said, a lot of that stuff, if he know that a lot of that stuff is true, and he know he had evidence that could prove what went on in those civil cases and the things in that civil case that could also turn into a criminal case, I really feel like that's why they went
hmm
on here and raided him to try to prevent, to try to get in there and get what they can get before he moved it.
but my whole thing
Because
is this,
that
right?
that air
They-
that aircraft, I mean that the airplane still went on about his business once they got the drug dealer off of them.
right, and you know what? That's fucked up
So
because, but
so
guess
you
what
don't
though?
know what was
Diddy
on
was
you don't know
walking
what
around
was on that
nervous.
airplane other than them drugs.
Yeah, but you let me tell you something. Diddy was walking around nervous because guess what? People like that always get other motherfuckers to hold their shit. They not holding their own shit, so now he ain't got his little fix. You know, the guy gets arrested. He don't know what that guy's in there saying. I bet you that guy's in there singing like a bird. You can't trust people. Once a motherfucker here, they not gonna see their family or their friends for the next 25 years. Ain't nobody fucking with you like that.
Well, my thing
You
is
ain't
this
God, nigga.
too. It's crazy that everyone knew, quote unquote, what goes on at the Diddy parties. Um, this ain't this stuff that's in these civil cases. It wasn't a shock
hmm
to hear some of the stuff that was in. It was some of the stuff was a shock to people, like to know that okay, the the in depthness of like how 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 the shit was going on. Some stuff was a shock, but to know that it wasn't a major shock, you know. Um,
hmm
and I really feel like that it wasn't a major shock to everybody that this stuff was going on, and and it wasn't a major shock to everybody because a lot of people were involved. Some of this stuff
Right,
that people are hearing in these civil cases, they know to be true because they were present as well at some of the particular situations or parties that were described in
right.
in these civil cases. Even one of the male escorts has come forward.
Start the PKs, Eddie.
Some of these male escorts have come forward. Also, one of the male escorts came forward and gave his account of things. So that's why I said it wasn't a big shock to everyone, as everyone's making it seem like everybody's appalled that, oh, P. Diddy
Right.
was fucking a man. We been thought P. Diddy was bending niggas over and getting bent over. So it wasn't a big shock. People
Mhm.
knew what was going on. And I feel like nobody other than Stevie J so far that I've heard with my own ears has actually come to his defense and kind of like at
Right.
least stood by his side and spoke publicly saying, okay, I've never seen these allegations right here. I've never seen the things that are being alleged. I've never been around when any of that has happened. So I'm not, and this is the crazy thing. People are quick to jump on a bandwagon or a hate train.
Right.
And the thing is, when so many people jump on a hate train, you never know if that hate train gonna crash or burn. And it may not even have to, and he may be vindicated from this stuff, even though he did it.
I doubt he'll be vindicated. I mean, that's a far stretch, but you're entitled to your opinion.
Well, I'm not saying that
Continue.
that's,
I'm
that
listening.
I'm just saying God works in mysterious ways. You never know what the outcome of this is going to be. Um, but I also feel like nobody's coming to speak on his behalf or come forward and say I stand with Diddy,
No,
because
nobody did. Only one
at
or
the end
two
of the
people.
day, you are guilty. I mean, you are innocent until proven guilty. He hasn't had his day in court. It hasn't been 100% proven that he's done any of this. So far, right now, it's all alleged, and there's still been no arrest. And even after
Listen,
there's
I
an
believe
arrest,
that theory you said
even
where you
after there's
said
an
he pissed
arrest,
the wrong
you are
motherfucker off.
innocent. You're innocent
I
until
believe he
proven
pissed the wrong
guilty.
motherfucker off, like you said.
But
He pissed
nobody's
the wrong
coming
motherfucker off.
forward
That shit is planned.
because um, how do you think he's got as much power as you think he has?
Because of the motherfuckers that gave it to him and them dick in the booty niggas don't want to be mentioned.
No, I'm going to tell you this: the power he has because he took it.
Because he took it.
Anytime that you are doing shit like allegedly inviting people to your house and cameras in every room, unbeknownst to these people, you're having these parties and giving people the because like
I think that
I've been to parties like that where it's like
I have
I've
not.
been to I've been to freak parties and I've been
So
to
what is it like? Everybody's just laying there, just doing whatever.
no
Like I
um
guess I haven't lived life the way I thought I did because I don't know nothing
it
about that
just
stuff.
depends on who's throwing the party. Um, for some years, um, I used to throw parties every weekend at the apartment that I lived in. Um, back in 2000 and like I'll say from 2008 to 2010. Um, I used to throw free parties. And basically I used to call them rent parties. Um, and on the gay side of things, there is like the LGBT community has different facets to it. You have people that okay, they like pageants. You have the pageant circuit. You have the ballroom circuit. You have the the white girls that like the club. You have the black girls that like to go to the club. You have the guys that like to go to the bookstore. You have the guys that like to meet at the park. You have the guys that like to go to freak parties.
Right.
And as a person that used to throw these freak parties myself, um, for one, if you wanted to have a lit party that was going to be lucrative for you to make, because I was doing it, it was a rent party for me.
Hmm.
So, and it was a business for me. So I wanted my patrons to feel that the anonymity that came along with being there, they they could trust that okay, you being here, only people going only way that's gonna get out is if you tell it.
Okay, I get what you're saying. But you want to know something now?
I did screen
With
like everybody that came to the door. Everybody that came to the door didn't get in. And prior to the party,
uh,
I had a whole email list. You had to submit pictures and everything, um, and tell what you liked and all that, how you got down and all that. It was like there was a screening process. Me and my team did, and basically that was one of the things that we prided ourselves on our parties. That basically the anonymity of it all, you know, um, the safeness of it all. If you wanted to have raw sex, you could, but I had condoms
so
everywhere. There was no way you was
I
gonna be
think
in the
that when
party
people are drinking,
and there was and not have to come ask, do you have a condom? There was condoms everywhere, wherever you was at in in, in the venue. Condoms
Uh-huh.
was readily available. Um, Alcohol was served. Just basically these types of things um, you thought about when doing these types of parties, and the anonymity part of it was a big thing. Because if you felt like your business was gonna get out by coming to one of these parties, then my sex party wouldn't be one that you would come to. Because if
They
you go,
probably felt like
if the word got out that don't go to his party, don't go to his party because everybody gonna find. If you go to this party, you might get outed. Then the types of people that came to my party probably wouldn't come. Um, if you knew
thing
that it was
about
gonna
it
be a
is
bunch
that
of buzz downs or
mhm,
niggas that you didn't want to fuck with was gonna be there, then you wouldn't come to my party. That's why it was known that we screened people. Not just any type of nigga could get in my party. It was definitely gonna be some fine niggas there. It was gonna be premium alcohol, anonymity. There would be no cameras and no phones allowed. All of that. So for him to throw these parties and he probably gave that atmosphere that, okay, it was okay to be yourself and let your hair down. And for people, thank you, Miss Wu, and for people to find out that
mhm,
there's cameras in every room, and and not
right.
only were there cameras, the cameras weren't for surveillance; they were recording for your voyeurism. And then if you get to a point where I want you to do some more me and you get at odds, you throw
Mhm.
that in my face. Oh, you gonna do what I say because I got this video when you was at my house.
The thing about it is I
So
think
that's
that
why so
because
many people
he
are
was
not. No
probably in a
people are
lot of these
coming
videos.
forward. Well, people are coming forward and collaborating some of this stuff. But Stevie J
Uh-huh.
was the only one came forward and said, I ain't see none of that. But a lot of these people are jumping on the bandwagon and collaborating some of the stuff that's in these civil cases and giving their account of things and telling the things that they saw because they know that they were in these situations and it's a possibility that they're on some of these videos too. And Lord knows what they was
Right.
doing.
Now, I did hear something about they might have a video of Beyonce, y'all. I said, damn, who
Baby,
child?
I'm
But I
gonna
don't
tell
know
you
why they
this.
think that she can't be a freak, you know?
I'm gonna tell you this. Um, None of that stuff out there surprises me. Um, but a lot of the stuff that I will repeat or that I will like even like um speak on is if somebody came with a receipt. Because a lot of this shit be fake news. A lot of shit be conspiracy theories. Like if it's just a bitch saying shit like that, now they got is a collage of, of the different pictures that's been in the media of these people being at events and Getty photos and stuff, and they talking and saying alleged with no real receipts.
Right.
I don't even repeat it or speak on it.
I think he
I
going down
have
though.
spoken on
Yeah,
a lot
he's
of the
definitely
stuff that
going to
was
jail. He going to jail. Let me
I
tell you
spoke on a
something.
lot of stuff that was said in the Cassie case, because for one, if a lot of that wasn't true, he wouldn't have settled. And number two, a lot of the stuff that was said in this lawsuit with L. Rod's civil case had pictures, screenshots of videos. The shit he said about Cuba Gooding Jr., I believe it because the picture was right there.
I'll tell you
The picture
this,
was
right?
right there.
When you get with
Cuba
people,
Gooding
right?
Jr. all over him and his leg on his thigh. So that's
Now
why I say a lot of
allegedly,
this stuff
right?
is not far fetched and a lot of it's not made up, but some of it is made up.
But listen, allegedly, right? They say whoever his mentors were taught him to be the way he was, allegedly. So if there is any,
His mentor,
but
well, the
listen,
thing
if
is,
if
I'm gonna tell
let me
you
just say
this.
this here.
This
If there's
could be
any
payback
fact,
for who brought him into the industry.
but if there's any facts to back that up, and if that's really true, the thing about it is that this is the problem people don't understand, right? Now, it's like making a deal with the devil. The devil comes to collect, okay? God don't come to collect. The devil comes to motherfucking collect. He's there to lie, kill, and destroy. So anything that's affiliated with him will do the same thing. So the thing about it is that Diddy, right? This is what I look at it differently. I look at it as Diddy. You know, he had this promising future. He done sold his soul, all this other crap, did all this demonic, you know, dealing with demonic entities and, just being demonic and, living for the devil and not living through God. And guess what happened? The devil comes to collect because he
I
take his shit
really,
back. Now, let me tell you the problem with devilish
I
people.
really feel like,
It was never
I
genuine,
really feel
and
like
they would throw
he.
him the fuck away. Hold on one second. They would throw him away. In the same way that Clyde Davis allegedly taught him how to go throw other people away when you don't need them no more and you got them and do this and that. For a person to think like that, what for 1 second, why do you think you can trust them and that one day you won't be in that spot because they're new upcoming artists and Mr. Combs is about 55 years old. Let's make that clear.
See, my thing is this. I feel like he felt like no one would speak out on any of the things that he was doing because he had so much incriminating evidence on so many people.
Let me come to
He's
your live. I'm gonna
blackmailed.
come to your live and I'm getting your box. Okay?
Okay,
I'm gonna come to
but
your
but
live.
I feel like he's blackmailed a lot of people. Or he had enough. I feel like he had enough stuff to keep people quiet. Like people weren't
Right,
speaking
right. Oh, I
out
gotta wait for the
because
PK to be over. He definitely got enough to make them be quiet now. Now that I can agree with,
yeah, like he had enough to make people be quiet. So that's why a lot of people. That's why he was able to get away with a lot of this,
But
and
my
that's
thing
why he
is,
was
why
actually
for 1 second did he think?
he got
Why
away
did
with.
he think you
He
could
felt like
trust
he
them
could get
people?
away
Did you
with it
hear what
because
Rick Ross said? I'm not Rick Ross. Did you hear what Suge Knight said? His message to Puffy was that his life is in danger. They going off his ass. That Zaddy, are you kidding me? Watch bottom hole prediction.
we're gonna move on to the next topic. Okay, start over.
A call for a fraudulent check and a suspect posing a threat. How's it going? This is how they found 23-year-old Mississippi native Joe Morrow sitting in a chair in the bank manager's office. Back with his hands folded. Police blurred out branch manager John Asquith as state law requires because he did not want us to see or hear him in the video. Morrow wanted everyone to know what happened.
I just got through working like 12 hours, I think.
His job at UNFI, a grocery supplier better known as Super Value in Hopkins. Closer to home, Morrow stopped here at U.S. Bank in Columbia Heights to cash his paycheck for $900. Despite having an account, that simple transaction was anything but.
They was all looking at me and just staring at me. And then looking at the check and then staring at me again. I'm like, now I'm already knowing like what they thinking, the check fake. The manager, he came over and said, Joe Morrow, your check fake. And I said, what? He said, you people are always coming in here with fake checks.
Who do you think he meant?
Black people.
I work there, bro. And I'm a recruiter too, bro.
Morrow continued pleading his case with Police Sergeant Justin Pletcher in the room. Morrow's claim of racial profiling immediately met with this warning.
Joe, I need you to calm down, first of all, okay? Don't say anything stupid because you're just going to get arrested for it. All right.
Still sitting in the chair as the sergeant held his ID and his check, Morrow insisted it was the bank who owed him an explanation.
They called me in front of everybody talking about this a fake check. That ain't a fake check. I work there. We could confirm that.
2 minutes later,
What's his name?
Joe.
a second officer arrives and the bank manager asks police to take Morrow to an adjacent office.
The manager told the officer, like, can you get him out of my office? He might touch anything on my desk. I'm like, what? I'm like, that's when I got super mad. Like, what? I'm gonna touch something on your desk.
Joe.
That anger only visible for a second.
Joe, let's go over there, man.
When he complies with officers' orders and stands up.
Okay, let's handcuff him.
A split second, Morrow says he'll never forget.
Like, definitely when I got handcuffed and stuff, everybody looking like, when I'm coming out his office, I was handcuffed, so people looking.
How did that make you feel?
Like crazy, like I'm a criminal or something, like I'm doing like something bad, like I actually came here with a fake.
According to the police report, the bank manager said he'd received a lot of fraudulent checks using the UNFI logo. Morrow says the manager claimed he already called the company and confirmed the check was fake.
So, who do we need to call?
But this body camera video shows the bank manager did not actually make that critical call until after Morrow was already in handcuffs.
So, it's a real, the check number's real.
Morrow's employer confirmed the check was in fact real.
I wish I could say that this was apparition. I wish we could say that this was an outlier. But it happens a lot. This is a classic example of instances where things escalated beyond what they needed to escalate to.
Okay, Joe, let's get these cuffs off.
But Morrow's ordeal did not end when the handcuffs came off.
Joe, can I talk to you, man to man, real quick?
For more than 10 minutes, Morrow remained in this office.
They're making fake checks with that logo on it, right?
Sergeant Pletcher did most of the talking.
So what the branch manager has to do is call and make sure it's a good check. I need you to stay calm for that, okay? Because when you start acting like this, it makes you look even guilty.
No, not guilty.
No, I know. I'm saying, but when you start getting upset and irate, it makes you look guilty.
Well, you're acting guilty. And so the question is, what is acting guilty? Tell me, what is acting guilty?
Don't do anything stupid.
It was another part of this exchange
Are you kidding?
that struck a nerve with Tyrone Terrell.
So play calm, play cool, and wait for you to be validated.
Oh
my God.
The former director of the St. Paul Department of Human Rights and the president of the African American Leadership Council says the sergeant's choice of words matters.
Wait to be validated. That's 450 years of history of slavery. Do we got to still wait for white America to validate us? Come on.
There are going to be plenty of people, I imagine, who will say, this officer acted admirably. He spoke calmly. He told them to calm down.
Plenty of white people. I'm looking through the lens of a black man who dealt with too many of these cases.
Maybe this could be related to one of the implicit associations that's well documented in the research. And that research shows that many of us see more threat in people of color.
They've never taken any accountability. They've never truly apologized to Mr. Morrow.
2 weeks later, the bank quietly reached an undisclosed settlement, meaning no one with U.S. Bank or Morrow can ever talk about what happened here again.
Hey, Joe, man. I'm sorry you had to go through this, man.
Any additional apology, now confidential.
Keep working hard.
Again, what's almost lost in all of this is that Joe Morrow was already a customer with U.S. Bank, says he had an account there. We reached back out to U.S. Bank one more time, and last week a spokesperson added that the bank's own internal investigation found nothing to indicate that Morrow's race was a factor in the service he received. Of course, as you heard, lawyers, experts, and advocates are not convinced. They say this is part of what's been called banking while black.
Yeah, my life is a movie.
All right. That's disturbing. I wish I had more information on this because there's a few things that's missing in this story that I need answered. So first and foremost, what year was this video from? Or what backcountry woods city was this that you got a bank account? You said you bank, he said he banked with U.S. Bank. And you working for this big company, they not direct depositing your check. But yet and still, even if they're not, I feel like the way he was handled was all wrong. By the police and the bank. First and foremost, I get it. Regardless of whether it's black people or white people that have been coming to your branch trying to cash checks with that same company logo or fake checks from that same company that he works for. You could have asked for the check stub to go to the check, because I'm sure there's a check stub that comes with the check. You could have asked for an employee ID. And maybe I'm guessing maybe this was his first check with that company. That's why his direct deposit hadn't gone through and he had got a paper check, I'm guessing. Because if this is his bank and that's his job where he work at, this had to be his first check, because y'all couldn't look in the system and see how many checks I done cashed from this same employer before. But nonetheless, okay, I get it. The bank trying to protect itself from basically losing money and stuff, even though all that money is insured. But you trying to prevent people from coming in and cashing bad checks. So then you need to have procedures for that. You could have gave him the option to deposit that check into his account and none of the funds be available until it clear. You could have suggested that he take that check. If he needed his funds immediately, then they should have suggested that he take it to the bank that the check is drawn on, the bank of the job. But if they wanted to ensure that the check cleared, all they have to say is, yeah, you could deposit, but the funds, none of the funds from this check is going to be available until that check clears. Y'all could have picked up the phone and verified the check with the bank that it's drawn on, because y'all a bank, they're a bank. Y'all could have called and made sure that that was a valid check. Regardless of what y'all had to do to make sure it was a valid check before y'all cashed it, that was y'all job to do. And while y'all was doing y'all job, he should have been made to feel comfortable as possible. If y'all ain't verified that it was a bad check, y'all should have never told that man, we can't cash this because this check ain't no good. Y'all didn't even attempt to verify if the check was good or not. Y'all just automatically told him, because y'all have had people come in there before to try to cash checks from that company, that it's a bad check. And y'all assume that it was a bad check because he was black and some black people that came in. You can't treat anybody that comes in the bank out the way or unprofessionally because of what some other people came in. Hey, lady long legs, what some other people done did before. Because at the end of the day, you have to think, like I was saying earlier, if you're running a business or you are a business, you have to think in a business mindset. So I'm pretty sure US Bank know they got black customers. And y'all gonna treat every black customer like this? Because some other people that want y'all customers that was black came in here and tried to cash fake checks with y'all. So everybody that come in here with a check from that company that's black, without you even calling and verifying the check, you just gonna say, we're not cashing this check because it's a bad check. You didn't even verify it. Now, when you told him, now y'all could have told him, okay, yeah, you could deposit this, yes, since you have an account here, you can deposit this check into your account, but the funds on this check won't be available until the check clears. And then if he would have been like, well, why? Then y'all could explain to him, okay, well, because with this particular company, we've had issues with individuals trying to cash bad checks. Is there some type of check stub or ID, employee ID, um, or off, and especially if it's a new job, or offer letter showing that okay, you work for this company? Is there any other proof that you work for this company and that the check is valid? Without us having to call and make sure it's a valid check. But at the end of the day, y'all ain't have to do all that. When you came with that, say you want to cash your check, okay, give me a minute. Don't they got the machine that tell you if the check valid? Huh? When you go to the bank, don't they got a machine that'll read you and tell you if the check valid? And can't you call the other bank and verify funds? And then what's weird to me is he was saying he got an account with US Bank. So if I got an account with y'all and I'm bringing my check, my paycheck in here, why y'all just not gonna let me deposit it? Then when the police came, they put this man in handcuffs. Y'all put him in handcuffs, then decided to check to see if it was valid and make the calls and stuff that y'all had to do. Well, all y'all had to do was, they could explain to him that, hey, we done had a large amount of checks that came through here from this place, from this company, and they've been bogus checks or whatever. I apologize for any inconvenience, but if you want to deposit this check into your account, you can deposit in your account. Once the funds clear, they'll be available to you. But however, we're not able to give you any money from this check today. Now, if you have funds in your account, we'll be able to let you make a withdrawal. But this particular check, we can't make these funds available until we can ensure that it is a valid check, due to the fact that we've had a high rise of numbers from this bank. You know, it's a lot of shit they could have did other than calling the police on this man. And then when the police got there, police said to him, and I didn't see him get like irate or anything, but baby, had that have been me, okay, y'all do what y'all gotta do to verify that my paycheck is valid. Once y'all do that, I'm gonna sit patiently. I'm gonna sit patiently. I'm not gonna make no big scene. I'm not like I don't mind sitting here waiting patiently until y'all take care of it. And while I'm sitting waiting patiently, they're gonna do what they gotta do. And actually, I would even volunteer whatever I had to prove that this check came from my job. If I had my work ID or my check stub or a couple of check stubs from that place, but what it seems like it may have been his first check, because why are you getting a paper check anyway and you working for that big company and you got a bank account? So so that's kind of this situation is kind of crazy to me. But me, what I would do is I would say y'all, I would try to provide them with whatever I needed to them, because I would have already peeped. Okay, the reason y'all doing this is because I'm black. Had that been a white person, they might even cash the check. But I could see them with a white person telling them, okay, you can deposit, but the fund's not available until the check clear. They probably would have did that with a white person. But y'all done called the police, done put him in handcuffs, and then y'all called to find out that the check is good. So I was telling y'all can do what I got time. Y'all sit and do what y'all need to do to verify that the check is clear. I'ma sit here, I'll wait. I would have been on the phone with the news, explaining to the news what's going on, telling them what's going on now. And then with the way the police, especially with the way the police was talking to him when he got there. Once they took him out of them cuffs, I would have made them cash that check, my money out that at that damn bank and close my account. Yeah, I would have closed my account. And as you can see, they say they actually made him sign an NDA as to how much they settled with him for. And that's the very reason why I would have sat and let them take their time on verifying my check. Bitch, y'all can go ahead because at this point, I'm finna sue the shit out of y'all so hard that I'm not even gonna have to work. So I got time to sit right here. Because I'm not understanding. Is y'all micro reader broke or is y'all phone broke? Because the bank can pick up the phone and call the bank that it's drawn on and verify funds. Am I understanding this correctly? Because I know once I start getting paychecks, everything was direct deposit after high school. I ain't never really had to go in no bank and cash no paycheck. Except for at a point where like I had just started a new job and they cut me a check because direct deposit didn't kick in time or whatever. And then at that point, I wasn't even going to my bank to motherfucking cash it. Because if you go to your bank and try to cash, of course, yeah, they're gonna hold the funds to the check clear. I want all my shit. So I was taking it to the bank that the check was drawn on. That's how I would have handled it. But yeah, I would have sued the shit out of them. Let's go on to the next topic.
If you look at Google's sky right now on the computer and look down on Antarctica, you'll find research bases from every major country in the world there. And you'll also find the Rockefeller Foundation base as well. Admiral Byrd was right. #1 place in the world for technology research is right down there in Antarctica. I believe that as the ice is melting, they're finding remnants of an ancient civilization. We know that Antarctica was not a frozen tundra for 12 million years. Like mainstream science says 12 million years to build up all this ice. No, that's not accurate. We know this because of the Perry-Reese map. The Perry-Reese map shows Antarctica what it looked like without ice on it. Antarctica shifted into that spot. How? Because we know that Antarctica is surrounded by tectonic plates. There was something called a pole shift of the crust of the earth, which shifted it from a more habitable climate into the position it is now, and that's why the animals that are being uncovered from the ice were flash frozen with undigested food in their stomachs. And there's an entire advanced civilization there, including some of the largest pyramids on Earth, right in Antarctica. If you look at Google's sky right now on the computer and look down on Antarctica, you'll find...
Okay, so I forgot all about Antarctica. So Antarctica, let me see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got a map right here of the globe. Let me let y'all see it. Y'all see that map right there? So it's what y'all see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 continents. I hope somebody in here can explain this to me. Cause I don't recall them teaching us too much or nothing about Antarctica when I was in school. And now this is going to cause me to have to like research Antarctica. Cause Antarctica showed ain't on this little map right here. And that's because Where's Antarctica? At the bottom of the earth? And it's froze? And it's starting to melt, right? My first question, and I ain't never thought this before, because you know how some people say the earth is flat. I ain't never believed the earth is flat because I've always been taught that it was round and it's going around in the solar system and all the other planets are round. But my question is this. If Antarctica was habitable and not frozen for most of my life, if it was people living on Antarctica, wouldn't they be standing upside down? We got to do some research on it. Let me look up Antarctica and see what facts can you tell me about Antarctica. Does anybody know? If the Earth is round and Antarctica is on the bottom of the Earth, that's not confusing to y'all. Let me look up Antarctica. Hold on. Give me a. That would be under geography, right? Antarctica is the Earth's southernmost, least populated continent, situated almost entirely south of the Antarctica Circle and surrounded by the Southern Ocean, known as the Arctic Ocean. It contains geographic. So Antarctica is where Santa Claus is supposed to be from. Okay. Why wasn't we talking about? Was anybody else talking about Antarctica in school? I don't recall being taught about Antarctica in school other than it was too cold to live there. Nobody lived there and it was at the bottom of the earth. So I never had to give thought to the people that live down there. If it was people that live down there, wouldn't they be upside down? Let me read further. Antarctica is the fifth largest continent, being about 40% larger than Europe, and has the area of 14,200,000 kilometers to the second, which is 5,500,000 square miles. Most of Antarctica is covered by Antarctica's ice sheets, with an average thickness of 1.9 kilometers, which is an average thickness of 1.2 miles. Antarctica is on average the coldest and driest and windiest of the continents, and it has the highest average elevation. What that mean? It's mainly a polar desert with an annual precipitation of over 200 millimeters, which is 8 inches, along the coast and far less inland. About 70% of the world's freshwater reserve are frozen in Antarctica, which, if melted, would raise global sea levels by almost 200 feet. Antarctica holds the record for the lowest measured temperature on Earth, which is 89 degrees below zero Celsius and 128 below zero Fahrenheit. The coastal region can reach temperatures of over 10 degrees Celsius and 50 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer. Native species of animals include mites, nematoids, seals, tardigrades. Where vegetation occurs, it is mostly in the form of lichen or moss. Wait a minute, is it civilization now? It says it's governed by about 40 countries, all of which are parties of the 1959 Antarctica Treaty System. According to the term of the treaty, military activity, mining, nuclear explosions, and nuclear waste disposal are all prohibited in Antarctica. Tourism, fishing, and research are the main human activities in and around Antarctica. During the summer months, about 5,000 people reside at the research station, a figure that drops to around 1,000 in the winter, despite the continent's remoteness. Human activity has significant effects on pollution, ozone depletion, and climate change. The melting of the potentially unstable West Antarctica ice sheet causes the most uncertainty in the central scale projection of sea level. Okay, so does anybody know anything about this subject matter? And I'm not understanding. If they're at the bottom of the earth, ain't they? How can they stay on? Well, I guess that's right, because if it's round and we're in the middle of the globe, we're not at the top, so that means we're not standing straight up, but we're able to stand up. So that means we sideways, and they would be upside down. That's just weird to me. I'm trying to picture it in my head. Okay, climate change. But they say down there as stuff is starting to unthaw, they're finding whole ancient civilizations, including some of the largest pyramids. What else do y'all think is down in Antarctica up under all that ice? What's up, Don Day? I'm gonna have to do some more research, cause some stuff. Oh, they got all this these references. And I'm about to pull some stuff up on YouTube, because sometimes it just takes a scientist or a geographist to break it down to you in layman's terms. But I'm not understanding if Antarctica is at the bottom of the earth, how are they able to stay on? And are they not upside down? This is weird, but I want to play that clip again. Let me listen to what he said. Because as soon as he started talking, I'm like, wait a minute.
Research bases from every major country in the world there. And you'll also find the Rockefeller Foundation base as well. Admiral Byrd was right. #1 place in the world for technology research is right down there in Antarctica. I believe that as the ice is melting, they're finding remnants of an ancient civilization. We know that Antarctica was not a frozen tundra for 12 million years. Like mainstream science says, 12 million years to build up all this ice. No, that's not accurate. We know this because of the Perry-Reese map. The Perry-Reese map shows Antarctica what it looked like without ice on it. Antarctica shifted into that spot. How? Because we know that Antarctica is surrounded by tectonic plates. There was something called a pole shift of the crust of the earth, which shifted it from a more habitable climate into the position it is now, and that's why the animals that are being uncovered from the ice were flash frozen with undigested food in their stomachs. And there's an entire advanced civilization there, including some of the largest pyramids on Earth, right in Antarctica. If you look at Google's...
Okay, so now that makes me want to look up what's the definition of flash frozen. Flash freezing. In physics and chemistry, flash freezing is the process whereby objects are rapidly frozen. This is done by subjecting them to cryogenic temperatures. What happens if a person is flash frozen? If you simply freeze someone, you turn the person into a hamburger. As the water inside her cells freezes, it expands and forms ice crystals. These ice crystals rupture every cell and causes massive catastrophic damage to every tissue. You unfreeze a corpse. Okay, so if they're finding animals that were flash frozen down there, that is proof that it ain't just been cold down there or frozen tundra for all them years. Let me see this. Flash frozen artifacts. In Antarctica. Let me see something. Antarctica's dry atmosphere has preserved many artifacts, including coins with penguins and unknown reptiles, peanut shells, sticks that look like baseball bats, and seal hide balls. In October 2023, scientists discovered a vast landscape of valleys and ridges beneath East Antarctica's ice sheet. The landscape is larger than Belgium and has been frozen for millions of years. However, human-driven global warming could expose it. Ancient flash frozen alien civilization in Antarctica. Oh, did y'all hear about what happened in Taiwan? I think I saved that. That's probably on this phone.
Even in the GOP-controlled House, the effort appears to have little chance of succeeding. On the Health Watch, the FDA signs off on the first ever prescription-only smartphone app designed to help treat major depressive disorder. Right, the app Rejoin will be available by prescription only. It's a 6-week brain training program designed to be used alongside medication to help stimulate parts of the brain responsible for antidepressant effects. Now, experts do caution that app technology for treatment is still in the early stages and more research overall is needed. Well, the odd hours people work in previous jobs could affect their health later in life. A recent study showed that workers with nighttime or early morning shifts had poorer sleep, fatigue, and emotional exhaustion. The study also found some of those health effects linger even years after a person switches to a job with more of a normal schedule. Up next, we'll have a look at today's...
Okay, wait a minute. That wasn't that video. But did you hear that? A prescription-only app to help you with depression, but it's an app. Something about some from the phone to go to your brain wave. This world getting crazy.
The effort appears to have more are still trapped. Now, this quake may be thousands of miles away from the U.S., but it's really hitting home for Taiwanese Americans who live here, who have family there, and they're still waiting for word as rescue operations continue. And North Korea claims its successful test launched a new mid to long range hypersonic missile. State media in the country says the missiles are powered by solid fuels. Solid fuel missiles are more stable. They can be moved more easily to avoid detection before launch compared to liquid fueled missiles that may need hours before launch. And the Palestinian Authority is once again requesting membership in the UN. In a social media post, the Palestinian observer at the UN said the renewed request comes on the instructions of the Palestinian leadership. The Palestinian Authority tried but failed to win UN membership back in 2011. And South Koreans mourn as its first celebrity panda heads to China. Fubao left Wednesday as tearful fans gathered in the rain to bid farewell. Ever since her birth in 2020, she's been one of South Korea's biggest celebrities, with fans eagerly following every milestone of her life at Panda World, a popular theme park where she was raised. And that's all this morning for On Your World. All right, George.
So wait a minute. Let me see what the because that earthquake looked pretty bad. Go back. I'm trying to see if I can hear what the Richter was on it.
Now, this quake may be thousands of miles away from the U.S., but it's really hitting home for Taiwanese Americans who live here, who have family there, and they're still waiting for word as rescue operations continue. And North Korea claims its successful test
it didn't say
mid to long range hypersonic missile. State media in the country.
Okay, it didn't say. But that is skill. You know how they tell you like how strong or powerful it is, but it told Taiwan up. So over in Taiwan, we got earthquakes going on, and then somewhere else over there, they launching these new rockets that's less detectable, because they do, and then girls, ooh. And what was the last piece of that? Hold on. Oh, and then I had no idea. Now Palestine want to be a part of the UN. Was it Palestine or Pakistan? Hold on.
Fubao left win 11. Palestinian Authority
tried
but failed to win UN membership back in 2011. And South Korean.
So why won't they let the Palestinians in the UN? Like I say, y'all, it's so much stuff going on this earth right now, and we worry about tearing P. Diddy down and rejoicing in his downfall. I ain't saying you got to stand with him and say, I stand with P. Diddy. I know he ain't did nothing wrong, because none of us don't know what he ain't did or he didn't do if we weren't there. A bunch of them know what he did because they was there, and they sitting looking stupid because they feel like they're going to be implicated if them videotapes come out. But we so consumed with that, and all this natural stuff that the Bible said was going to happen is happening. Now, I ain't never said everything in the Bible was wrong, or that, but I have said that the Bible was written by men who had an agenda, and religion that uses the Bible is heavily doctrinized with its own rules also. You better seek God for yourself. And when you read that Bible that they created these religions from, know that God will give you the understanding that and the message that you need to get from it while reading. If you pray for understanding and before you read it, but this is crazy. Also, in the news, there was one more thing I want to say because I saw that in the news. Oh, did y'all see what Vladimir Putin did? Have y'all seen the Pope lately? I saw a video clip recently. I guess these black African men were, I guess somewhere over in the Vatican, visiting the Pope. And the Pope is getting down on his knees, kissing their feet. And Vladimir Putin, I guess some of these religious artifacts, all the like the saints and the paintings and all of that, they're depicting Jesus and all the people of the Bible as black people. Now, why now Vladimir Putin, whatever his name is, that's the Russian president, right? Why now? I really feel like that right there is also a distraction. We gonna tell these people that we was lying to them all along, that Jesus really was black. It's gonna cause an uproar. We're gonna have their attention on and focus on other stuff that they don't need to be focused on. Yeah, I really feel like it's gonna be some type of if not a civil war. And I really feel like it's gonna be a civil war because America's fighting itself. Even in politics, you got this side of the house and that side of the house. The way the government is set up, it's set up for there to be some type of civil war. Why are we supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave? And even when we vote the people in, you got this one side of people that think this way. We got this one side of these people that think this way. And then y'all all competing to make the laws better to suit the type of people that follow you. And that's war in itself. So how can we be the land of the free? I know we're the land of the brave enough to be pull the wool over our eyes for all these years. Like, I really feel like everything that I was taught in school as a young child, all the way up until my teenage years, as well as a lot of the stuff I was taught in church, was all a lie or heavily fabricated. And it's more and more stuff coming out every day, y'all. Like, y'all can just go up and down my IG timeline with more and more stuff that's, and then they're purposely, I'm figuring out through the media, they're purposely disclosing a lot of stuff and feeding us with a lot of the truth and information, because the more truth you find out, the easier it is for your consciousness to awaken. When stuff start making sense and you start saying, oh, that's why that's like that. Because a lot of the agenda has been like right in our face. Like, a lot of stuff that was going on, it was so far-fetched. We was like, child, that's a conspiracy theory. That's a conspiracy theory. And then how we shame the conspiracy theorists. And then a lot of conspiracy theorists are coming, it's coming to fruition that they've been correct all along. And my perspective, and this is going to be my last perspective and topic, I really feel like the United States, this country, the land of the free, the home of the brave, the way it's governed, the way it's controlled, the way it's regulated, really needs to be revamped. And in my opinion, I think this country broke. Compared to the rest of the world. And then a lot of the stuff, like as far as like disclosing all this classified stuff that the government has had classified for years. We're only one country inside of one continent. How are we able to conceal all this information and keep it from the rest of the world? Like, why we ain't heard about no alien invasions and stuff like that, or research and all that being done in other countries? Why is it all being done here? The topic today really got my head hurting. It really does. I thank y'all for tuning in. No shade, Aries wore me thin with that Tinkerville shit. Because honestly, girl, if he got the power to tell them don't give nobody, or if he got the power to say, don't do this or you're going to lose your badge. You can't tell me he was the producer of that show for that network and didn't orchestrate those fights. And people were really, really injured. And I can guarantee you, when she started saying I didn't go because I couldn't afford to go, so you telling me all these people paid their way to go wherever y'all filmed it? Gave y'all free content, let y'all film them beating the hell out of each other, closing their eyes and all that. They paid to get there to do all that. I can bet 9 times out of 10, if it brings in any money, any real money, only person gonna get some money is Super. And basically, like I say, shouts out to you to be able to elevate and keep elevating and being the hustler that you are and figuring out a way to keep these people hoodwinked, bamboozled, and manipulated to all for the sake of making you money. Said what I said. And like I said, I'm not a hater or anything, but I call it like I see it. And even that when it gets down to just being on the app and stuff. Y'all realize y'all are the content. Y'all are his content. He sits at the top of the panel. Y'all all come on the panel and hate on each other and all go against each other. And all fight for his attention. And every 3 seconds, one of the boxers saying, but Super, hey Super. So you can't sit Aries and tell me that he does not or did not have the power if he was the producer of this Tinkerville show to take that and make that something great. Make it something meaningful. And she was right. You can't make people like not fight or can't stop people from arguing. They all grown. You can't tell people what to do. People gonna do what they want to do. But a lot of those fights be for his attention, for bragging rights, for clout. I just pray they paid y'all some money for making a fool out of y'all. Because as an adult, you're not gonna. Well, first of all, if I know my character's bad, I'm not gonna want to go on the show and show the world that I have character flaws like that. Like that girl, I was like, and for people to say, "Oh well, shit, if you're gonna pop your shit, then you need to be able to, you need to be able to back it up." Bitch, I don't give no fuck. Bitch, I don't give a fuck if I talk about your mama. I don't give a fuck if I piss on her grave. I don't give a fuck what I say out my mouth. I'm already gonna have to pay atonement to that, and that's putting negative energy out into the atmosphere. That negative energy is gonna come back to me in so many ways by allowing you to put me in that space and to react with negativity to your negativity. I'll be damned if you're gonna put your hands on me too. Like, I'm gonna pay to come to be a part of the production. Y'all gonna pay to come to be a part of the production. I'm sure y'all didn't have to pay for y'all accommodations. I'm sure y'all didn't have to pay for no food. But I guarantee you they ain't paid y'all for that content they finna make money off of. Because it's a large demographic of people that like to see drama and fights and negative shit like that. That's just the way of the world now. People like to see that shit. But and if they paid y'all anything, I guarantee you they're gonna make a lot more money off of it than the content is worth. Well, they're gonna make a lot more money off of it than what they share with y'all. And like I said, had I been in that position, look, I'm letting you know now, any bitch put their hands on me, I'm holding the production, the network, and it would have been in my contract. Because you finna make me sign a contract to give you the right to release that content with the image of my likeness on it. You want me to sign my rights to that over, right? So I'm coming with some things in my contract that if they happen, you're gonna have to take care of. Look, I'm letting you know right now, you probably wouldn't want me on the show if I was boring and not popping my shit. And bitch, I got a nasty old tongue on me that make bitches lose control and maybe want to hit me. But I promise you to let them know and put whatever you need to put in their contract. Cause you definitely gonna put in my contract, if a bitch hit me on this show, if I get touched for me doing what y'all want me to come on here and do anyway, pop my shit. Cause at the end of the day, how could you be that angry at somebody that you want to fight them and this your first time meeting them? Y'all just be on the app. And a lot of this shit just be for the internet anyway.